Yo, 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 yo. It is another episode of the Weekend Rhyme. This is your boy Prime, aka RKY. That's Leroy
Come on.
Green. We
Come
back
on.
for another episode, round 2 this week. We in the building. Sorry for our lateness. We were I was watching my dogs play a little bit. I was doing some yard work, watching them boys whip up on the Florida boys real quick. So pardon my tardiness. Pardon our tardiness. We're a little late tonight, but we getting it popping. We switched it up. Normally we do the Sunday thing. We figured, okay, why not we just go back to what we used to do, which is a Saturday night tip. So what's good, brother? What's good?
What's good? I'm chilling, man. So much music out here right now. I got the vibe right now. This is like it's getting close to my favorite time of year as far as rap is concerned. I know this is the first year of y'all rocking with me, but when it gets down to that November, December time, I start making decisions. What decisions am I talking about? I'm talking about album of the year. I start making them decisions. Can't nobody's list out there mess with my album of the year list. Okay, I'm letting y'all know early. You know what I mean? So shout out to people who know.
So just to tee y'all up, we're gonna have a recap. We'll have I'm pretty sure Mike will have his list. Vay will have his list. Servan will have his list. I'll have a list, and then Leroy will have a list. So we're gonna see what this album of the year. I got the way I'm leaning right now.
Okay.
People have said Rhapsody had the album of the year. I don't know. I thought it was cool. Some said Pete Rock and Common had the album of the year. That's another tough one. Some say this Tyler the Creator, Chromacopia was album of the year. I don't know. Some say this Westside Gunn is album of the year.
Bro, when that Free Shots came on from Westside Gunn, I damn near went crazy. Free Shots gave me that Otis vibe, like from Watch the Throne. But not only that vibe, but the Dilla vibes.
You stole my thunder because I was going to talk about Free Shots, but you already teed it up. But before we get into the albums, there was a Halloween this week, and a lot of your favorite MCs came out and did their thing. I want to just recap because they spent so much time on their outfits or whatnot, on their costumes. I wanted to kind of show them love. So who we got? Let's go with the OG. What's the OG Halloween? I can't find it. Hold on one second. Let's start with K-Dot. K-Dot was I don't know what he was. Was he Jesus?
He Jesus. He Black Jesus, man.
Okay. I don't know about that. I know he wears the crown of thorns sometimes, and
right.
But that's my man K-Dot. OG Ice-T with his wife. I don't know what. I think he's a clown or something. He did a little Halloween thing.
That's it, right? Maybe he's a Pennywise or something.
You know what I'm saying? Sierra came through as Glorilla. Some say Glorilla got the album of the year. I doubt that seriously, but
Okay.
that's and Nikki came through.
Okay. Cool.
With 101 Dalmatians flow. You know what I mean?
Fire.
Who else came through in the cut? Coi Leray came through in the cut. Okay.
That suits her.
Okay.
I rock.
Hip hop adjacent. Tyler Scott's baby moms. Kylie Jenner came through with the striptease joint. That's kind of clever. If y'all don't remember, that was Demi Moore's movie back in the day.
Right.
Shout out to Travis Scott.
Fire.
Hip hop adjacent. Kanye, yay. Kim K came through with the reptilian vibe. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. Looks like a lot of work went into that, but
a lot of work. Okay. Who else came through? We got Meg Thee Stallion came through with Angel Reese. Okay.
Fire.
Meg came through with it.
Yeah, man.
And then we had two that did Jessica Rabbit. We had two of the same. So I'm gonna let y'all to be the judge who did it better. It was Lotto. Lotto came through with it.
Yeah.
And
You
then
know,
we had Cardi came with the same kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
Jessica Rabbit's the classic though. The ladies go for Jessica Rabbit. That's just a classic.
I don't know. All right. Well,
I'm
enough of
gonna give
that.
it to Lotto. I'm gonna give it to Lotto in that and right there.
I'm gonna give it to Lotto too. But anyway, let's get to the music, man. We wanted to kind of wait for folks to come in the room, show some these ladies. You know what? This is gonna be a controversial statement. I hate to say this. I told my wife this the other day.
What's that?
This is gonna get me in trouble. You ready? This is gonna get me in trouble.
It's all good.
Halloween's just an excuse for women to dress like thoughts.
Okay.
I just think so. It's just me. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Halloween's an excuse for women to dress inappropriately. And I don't know if I'm feeling that, but I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's just, that's just an observation.
I like
that's just an observation.
Yeah. I mean, you get to dress up, be something that you not normally are. I'm not the best costume guy Halloween. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I normally just do a Batman mask or something real easy, but I like going to the like the haunted houses and stuff, man. People make their house into a haunted house. That'd be fire, man. That's me. So
so anyway, hopefully my wife's not watching this. She likes Halloween. When I grew up, my grandma didn't let me celebrate it. She was like, it was a devil's holiday.
Okay.
So now I'm living against my mama's wishes, but it is what it is. But anyway, let's go to the music. So we asked the question, did Westside Gunn have the album of the year? Did he have the album of the year? He dropped Still Praying. The cover was dope. Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, Psycho Sid on the cover. I love the cover. I'm a big wrestling fan. WWE, ECW, WWF, NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions,
all that,
all back in the day. I'm a big wrestling guy. You know what I'm saying? So
no doubt.
I like when Westside brings the wrestling elements into the fold. But let's get to the question: is this album of the year? I'm going to give you my opinion real quick. Okay, so I read a couple reviews, and actually I'm going to write a review tomorrow. It's going to be on accordingtohiphop.com. It's an acquired Westside Gunn, and with Griselda, well, just Westside Gunn specifically is an acquired taste, right?
Yep.
He's a very visual rapper. He's not the most lyrically complex, but he's more of he's trying to marry two different worlds, right? He's trying to marry street hip hop, the street, and avant-garde high fashion. And he does it in a way that's interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's an interesting take. I think some of it gets to a point where, it sounds the same, but a lot of what he did on this album with DJ Drama, he created, a compelling sound. I wasn't bored listening to the album. I thought this was a stronger effort than his last one. It wasn't as strong as 10. It wasn't as strong as Pray for Paris. It wasn't as strong as 8. But I think it was a dope album. I think it was solid. I vibe with it. I get it. I mean, he's talking about Buffalo a lot on the record, and he's putting that in. And Buffalo never sounds so artistic and beautiful. But I liked the one with Conway. What was the song? The Shot song. What was that song? Free Shots. Free Shots. Yeah. Free Shots is my favorite record on the album.
Ridiculous.
It just sounded that it had that soul sample. It had that. It gave me that. I'm a sucker for soul samples, so I liked it. I need to give it another listen. I don't know if I can call it album of the year, but it was a solid effort. It's what I expected from Westside Gunn. What say you, Leroy?
Now, when I first heard it, I'm biased. I'm a Westside Gunn fan. I know people that's not. I know people that hate Westside Gunn. Okay, I used to blast Westside Gunn in the house. My girl be like, "Can you please stop playing Westside Gunn?" Because she just hates the sound of his voice, right? But I love it. You know what I mean? And a lot of times is if there are people that hate your music, you might be doing something right. I mean, all this thing about everybody gotta like you, or everybody should like you. That means like your music probably doesn't push no boundaries. I say that because I was watching other pods. They was talking about what they wanted from Tyler. DJ Head specifically talking about he wants a more radio sound. This is when you go left of the radio, right? But I like the album. Westside Gunn doing what Westside does. You know what I mean? But the vibes. He brought it back. It's boom bap. I'm a boom bap guy. Ain't too many of us left. I'm a
Right.
boom bap guy.
Right.
And I'm from this thing. So when I hear the voice of DJ Drama, I get a different, I'm like, yes, okay, I'm from that mixtape era. Before it actually, but when I hear DJ Drama, I know it's going down. Okay. I know it's going down. So you know what I mean?
Yo, hey yo, I hit you with the blanket, shot you in the face like Basquiat, faceless.
Right.
You know, it's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's a mixture of what Wu-Tang did back in the day, but he's not as lyrically complex as Ghostface and Ray and Capadonna. He's not at that level, but I see where he was
Okay.
inspired. I see the inspiration of Wu in his
Yeah.
music. The music sounds good. It's cinematic. It's what Rock Marcy does. It's cinematic rap. It's street
Yeah.
rap. It paints a picture of Buffalo. It's
I
trying to
mean,
be high fashion. He's trying to do a lot of things at once.
RIP.
And some people like him, some people don't. I think he's cool. I think it's cool. A lot of females go to his shows. A lot of cats like him. I just,
I
it's
mean,
just it's an
if y'all
acquired
like
taste.
Ghostface, people be putting Ghostface in their top 10. If that is truly the case, then how do you not like Westside Gunn? I need to know. Because Ghostface and Westside Gunn seem like it's right there. I
Nah,
don't know
nah.
what
I gotta push back on you, look. I
what?
gotta push back
What?
on you, look. I think from a lyrical perspective and from a flow perspective, Ghostface is a different level. A different level. I gotta
Man,
give.
okay, but I mean, it's still the same bag. It's the state. I mean, yes, it's a slightly different bag, right? The sound is a little different. The references are a little different. Ghostface can be even more artsy when you're making a whole song or album where you don't even know what your lyrics mean. Supreme Clientele. That's when you're going into your art bag. You know what I'm saying? That's not a diss. I'm saying what our Ghostface said himself, right? I mean, so but that's when he's in his bag. But Westside Gunn is right there. He's right there. I mean, the music is he says it's curated. These are art terms. You know what I mean? But I don't know how anybody is like, yeah, I'm a huge Ghostface fan, but I don't like Westside Gunn. That to me, that to me makes no sense.
I would be interested in hearing a Westside Gunn produced album by Kanye, RZA, and Conductor. All three of them come together and make some
All
joints. I think it would, I think it would be dope. Again, I got to go back and listen to the album. Let me put the cover up. I want to make sure I give, because I like the cover. The cover was dope. I
I'm gonna
was
run
I
it down.
it was a solid album. I'm not going to rank it right now because I got to give it another listen. But if you like Westside Gunn, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I think it was a solid. I will revisit Free Shots. Free Shots. If you haven't heard the album, listen to Free Shots. I think Free Shots is the best record on the album. Might be a little bit too much of DJ Drama. DJ Drama is, it's cool, but it's kind of
Hell,
like, his presence sometimes annoys me a little bit. I think,
hell nah.
it just,
DJ Drama lets me know it's lit. It's lit. I mean, come on. That in the mixtape era, that is the GOAT. That is the GOAT of the mixtape era. It don't matter what nobody say. DJ Drama, Gangsta Grills, who are we fronting on? And I'm not saying I'm saying you, but this album's gonna take over my radio, take over my system for the next week. You know what I mean? But I mean the first song, Beef Bar, um, the DJ Drama comes in. Hook was crazy. Static Selector with the dope beat. Drive-bys out the Jag with the Dilla tags. The spirit of Dilla is all over this record. How is if you a hip hop head, you a Dilla head, and when you put this on, you didn't go crazy? Let me know, okay? Max Caster or whatever. Rest in peace, Virgil. Again, Virgil Abloh. This is a dude who brought the street aesthetic through the art fashion world. Come on, man. The Pyrex vision, the shoelace on my shoelace. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Britt Baker, Return of Fly God. The fashion bars was there. The hook was there. Gangsta Grills, DJ Drama's going crazy. I know Verdi, Fire, Speedy, 40, ASAP Rocky vibes. You know what I mean? I heard y'all, Heard you ran your mouth. Get the rap poison. The flow switching that Westside is doing. Fire. Duran. He only did the hook one time on there. He should have he should have did the hook a bunch of times. That was a fire hook. You know what I mean? You know, he talks about dudes being tough, but they won't be tough if he smoked a bodyguard bar. Runaway Pieces. And he also he says fourth rope a lot on it. So that's like his wrestling label. That's fire. You know what I mean? Like I stopped watching wrestling, you know, a few years back, but that's fire though if he's really getting that moving. Bike Air interlude, A Rashid, he drops jewels. I already told y'all about Free Shots, the Ye vibes, the Dilla vibes, you know what I mean? At the end he shouts out his own day, Westside Gunn Day. You know what I mean? Come on, man, in Buffalo. But that reminded me of Otis. Like I said, it's different, but just the back and forth of Westside and Conway. That it just reminds me of like a Jada and Styles. You know what I mean? Still Praying, title track with the whole gang on it. Stove went crazy with the hook. Stove got the crazy hook and Conway and Westside going back and forth. Just the vibe. The rest of the crew on there as well. Boldy James, Butcher, Underground King. DJ Drama said, "I'm not the GOAT, I'm the ghost. I'm the greatest of all shit talkers." You might be, Drama. You might be the greatest of shit talkers. You know what I mean? Westside Pootie's back in the building. Keisha Plum's back in the building. Raekwon does the outro. I mean, and on top of that, he had another like a little EP. You know what I mean? 11, but I was happy with it, right? Because the music is what I'm happy with. It's like the sound of that. I was a Dilla head. So when I'm hearing these beats and this boom bap, these drums hitting the way they're hitting, everything about it, it just takes me back to when Dilla was out here running around. You know what I mean? The sound is darker, of course, because we're talking about Griselda, but that's why I enjoyed the album. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt. And somebody wrote that about Lloyd Banks album. I did listen to Lloyd Banks album, Halloween Havoc 5.
Right.
And again, I don't know if y'all saw the show. Not a lot of folks watched the surprise show we did on Halloween.
Running on the kid.
Y'all must have been trick or treating or something. But we talked about Halloween Havoc on the last show, right. And I thought it was a solid effort. I mean, Banks is what I call a professional MC. Again, the production kind of let me down on the album, but from a lyrical perspective, Banks is going to give you bars, right? He's not, no doubt, he's not gonna slight you on the lyrics, but the production, songs start to bleed into one another and they start to sound the same. And I'm not comparing the two at all, but it's similar to what Benny the Butcher's been doing. All his music kind of starts the same. It starts to sound the same. You don't know when one song starts and one song begins. But I think Halloween Havoc was a dope project. I'm looking forward to, next year when he does it again. I think he's got another project in the works. I mean, we really got to give consideration about, and we're going to do the tier. We're going to do the tier show at some point where we're going to rank them, look at the 100 MCs, right? Let's call it 100 MCs. Where does Banks fall? I mean, because Banks been putting in work for damn near 20 years. You know what I'm saying? More than that. So Banks,
I give Banks all his pride. Go ahead.
Nah, Banks has been doing his thing. Lyrically, he's in his bag. But I think a lot of folks kind of shy away from his music is the beats start to kind of sound the same. You know what I'm saying? It's the beats.
I definitely shouldn't be saying nothing negative about Banks. You know what I mean? Pendulum Professor Lloyd Banks. But lyrically, we know where he's at, mastery of lyrics. But out of all the Halloween Havoc projects, what makes this one better than the other Halloween Havocs, y'all? Because I'm seeing y'all mention it a bunch of times. What did he do on this Halloween Havoc that makes it better than the other Halloween Havocs? And that's the issue. And it's not really an issue because consistency, right, is hard to do. It's hard to have a top-notch consistency level of where you're hitting it all the time. But he does that lyrically, but musically, like Ron was saying, and like I'd have to agree with, when I get to track 7, 8, 9, 10, and you've held me in the same vibe for a long period of time, I start to sonically want to move out of that vibe for a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's like, it just is what it is. Now, West Side, some people could say West Side's a victim of that. The songs are relative or shorter in a lot of those times. You know what I mean? So, and there'll be different distortions and changes up, and there are slight changes, but the production is important. And I would like to see, because contrary to what some people may believe, I think I think Lloyd Banks could sound just fine, perfectly. You put him over some mainstream sounding beats. Just like if you take Jadakiss or Fabulous, you put them on the most gutterous beat, but then if you put them on some mainstream beats, they gonna sound dope there too. I think Lloyd Banks, you put him on some mainstream beats, I think he's still gonna sound dope. I've heard it done before. I've heard him do songs with Kanye. I've heard him do songs with Ryan Leslie. I've heard him do songs with Fabulous. I've heard him make.
Yeah. He can do it. He just needs to get. I don't think his budgets can get top tier producers. Like he need to find like a young producer to kind of work with to kind of shape the sound. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic. Shout out to Westside Gunn. I'm putting a review up on accordinghiphop.com tomorrow. Again, a lot of people, the critics said they're kind of feeling the record. Interested to see what the fans are saying, or what the hip hop community is saying, or what our community at A2HH is saying. I know some people saying they're not really feeling it. Some people saying Fly God is the dude. But we'll check it out. Let's move on to the next topic. Next topic is Freddie Banks, and I'm gonna make a confession. I listened to the album today.
Freddie Gibbs.
I listened to the album today. I got a text from Mike and Servan saying that this album was dope. Mm-hmm. So I was cleaning my basement out because the holidays is coming. Your boy about to do Thanksgiving. Yeah. I got the turkey. I got the macaroni. I'm about to get everything ready. I got people coming from all over. So Ronnie Ron about to make it pop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cleaning out the basement.
Right.
And I listened to Conductor Williams' album. We're going to talk about that in a second. And I listened to the Freddie Gibbs joint. And how can I say? Let me pull up the track listing real quick. This is on my phone. I just literally listened to it about an hour ago.
Okay. I got it. I reviewed it. I got some notes on it.
I mean, it's cool. You know what I mean? I got to give it another listen. I thought it was okay. I like the song Wolverine. I like the song. I'm a big Tony fan, so I like the sample. It's your anniversary. Like how he flipped that. Ruthless was dope. But yeah, I mean, it was a cool listen. Freddie's not my favorite MC. Again, maybe it's an acquired taste, but I thought he was dope. I thought Anniversary, Wolverine, and what was the other one? Ruthless. Those are my favorite ones. But it's a solid project. It's a solid project. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I got no issue with artists being an acquired taste, because that lets me know that you've honed in on your particular strengths as an artist and your sound and what you do. Both Westside and Gibbs have focused in on a particular strength. Like, I know people want people to like shoot to the moon and stuff like that, like make the biggest, grandest radio songs, but not everybody is musically gonna do that. They're gonna do what they do best. Freddie Gibbs. What is Freddie Gibbs' flow, everybody? I'm not asking because I'm gonna answer you right away. I'm asking because I honestly want to hear y'all. What flow is that he's using?
No, time out, Mad Max. We're not hyping up anybody. The music came out and we're just reviewing the music. Again, listen to what I said. I'm not a Freddie Gibbs fan, but I'm cleaning out my basement. Yeah. Ron's having folks come for Thanksgiving. And I wanted to hear what people were saying. I think Mike, he texted me. He said it was dope, and Servan said it was dope, and I wanted to listen to it, and it was just cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple songs on it I like, but the Westside Gunn, I can't call Westside Gunn a bum. I mean, he's an acquired taste. I think he's a different type of artist, but we can revisit. I'm open the phone lines up, and then we're gonna have that conversation. But go ahead, Leroy.
Yeah, I think everybody is a bum to Mad Max. So, I think Freddie Gibbs is cool. He's not trash. It's not like this is a whack rapper. So it's like we're not gonna go crazy, you know what I mean, and say something like he's whack or something. But I mean, it was cool. Like in my view, right? There's a trap flow. There's also what a Midwest type of flow, like a chop style or like something reminiscent of a twister, in certain pockets, right? And and Freddie Gibbs, he puts a marriage in that flow and rests his delivery in a certain pocket, which that can be an acquired taste, an acquired taste. Sometimes I like that, sometimes I don't like that. The album, it seemed like it was Halloween themed. So just like when I went into the Lloyd Banks project, I'm thinking about Halloween, right? Like what are the Halloween references that are going to be here, etc., etc. So he does have the devil on the album. That the devil makes a guest appearance. You know
What, is he featured on the album?
yeah. The devil's on the album. The devil's leaving them voicemails. The devil is like joking with him. The devil's on his shoulder talking shit. The devil's on the album. The devil is trolling Freddie Gibbs. So I said, okay, there goes the Halloween type of theme. So I get it, right? It started off, it was kind of spooky. I get it. So okay, so that was funny to me. I just bring that up because he had like the devil doing skits, right? So, but it does have a South type of a bounce to it, and which I can enjoy, and there's a crossroads between the South and the Midwest as far as sound. On Wolverine, like you said, that song's fire. Um, these Europeans don't treat us like human beings. They stripped us of our culture and our language. That's a deep bar. Language is deep. We speak in the English language and don't realize that we wasn't always speaking that. But that's deep. Brick fees, the hook of how he put brick fees together, that was dope. But now we start getting into like a player type of bag. And I'm from the Bay. I got no issue with that. You know what I'm saying? I got no issue with the player bag. But it clashed sonically with with what I thought was a Halloween theme type of album. So when I'm hearing that clash, now I'm kind of confused, right? But there's no rule saying you have to keep a theme, so we'll keep going. Rabbit Island. Um, you know what I mean? That was dope. What do you say here? Sitting in my cell, felt like I was starving, like I lost 3 or 4 pounds a day. That's a real bar. Um, he also sent a shot at Cole too. He said, I'm not ashamed like Jermaine. I won't delete niggas. Like I won't delete it, niggas. So that's a J. Cole bar. Maybe they, maybe more shots should be sent at J. Cole since everybody wants him to battle. I want to see a battle too. Difference is me. I wanted to see a constructive one. But if sending shots at each other is gonna make dope albums, let's send shots. Like I'm with that.
Yeah, I'm good on the battle. I want to see some albums, man. I don't want,
Okay,
I'm good on the
I
battle. I
got
just
you.
want to see some. I just want to see some. I want to see the fall off come out. Whatever this
Yeah.
project is that Kendrick's making, please can we have it? But continue, Leroy. Continue.
Now, Mad Max. I don't know if we made English like okay, I'm reading the
Well,
comments.
let's get back to let's give it. We'll
I
have him.
know,
We'll have him call in. We'll have him
I,
call in.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll go there. The anniversary. He's talking about a different kind of anniversary, but he sampled Raphael Sadiq. I'm a big Raphael Sadiq fan. Like, okay, so I rock with that. Yeah. That a dope bounce. Ruthless with the Cupid sample. That was dope. Like his flow is dope. It doesn't. I don't think it worked like all the time. Like say on Walk It Off, even though that was a cool song. I think for the most part, most of the time it works. Sometimes because it's a certain flow that rests in a certain pocket musically. It doesn't always hit my ear the right way, but when it does, it does. Origami, like on Origami, that was dope. But the last song, on the set where he talks about they got Diddy, but he also mentions Dolph, Nipsey, Rich Homie Quan. He's mentioning the rappers that he's seen. Their fall, or Rich Homie Quan wasn't necessarily like a fall, but it's rappers that he's seen. Their end, right? So that was deep, right? He's playing the game how it should be played. Every artists have to pick a way of how they're gonna play this game, because I think everybody is shooting for the stars as they should be, but they're looking at 90s references or 2000 references for 2024. Like they're playing the game with a 2024 game with a year 2000s playbook. That it's just a different time now. You know what I mean? And I think everybody has to find their audience and just do what they do, because trying to shoot for a Nelly. Happy birthday to Nelly. Country Grammar would drop like an atomic bomb. To do what Nelly did, it's going to be very difficult in 2024. So there, Freddie Gibbs, Ransom, Westside Gunn, they cultivate their audience, their core, and then if they can springboard off that, we'll see what it do. But I think the album, it was cool. If I had to give it like a 5 mics or a 5-star type of deal, I'd give it a 3.5. You know what I mean? I could be kind of difficult to get to the fours. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like 4 to me means it was fire. 5 is like it's incredible. But I'm gonna give him a 3.5 because the flow, he does do it well. Like I'm not gonna front on Gibbs like he don't have that delivery put together well. But it's like I said, with the album, you see the cover there. I went into it on some dark content. I'm thinking it's going to be themed after Halloween. And when the soul samples started to come in and the songs for the ladies, it kind of just threw me off. That's all.
Right. It was a switch. It was a switch up to the sonics of the album. Again, Freddie Gibbs, the work he did with Alchemist, this continuation, the stuff that he's doing now. It's cool. Again, I'm not going to get on this mic and say I'm the biggest Freddie Gibbs fan, but I thought the album was cool. It was all right. I got to go back and listen to it. I'm not in a position to rank it right now, but he had a couple. Anniversary again was dope. Wolverine was dope, and a couple other joints. But let's get to this other topic, man. Let's get to this other topic. Uncle Snoop D-O-double-G has dropped a new record. What's the name of this song? It's called
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous just dropped. What can I say? All right, so let me say the good. I think the production of it is solid, right? I think Dr. Dre's it's a tried and true Dr. Dre sound. Got that crash, that drum loop, the drum kit, that pow, pow, you know what I'm saying? It's got that.
Right.
It sounds very West Coastian, very West Coastal. I even when I text Mike earlier, I text Mike, I said it's more so in the vein of adult contemporary rap, right?
Of course.
There's lots of conversations over the last few months with Common, Pete Rock, Nas, and Primo, Q-Tip, and LL, MC Light. Should we be calling this adult contemporary rap? And if there was anything that was adult contemporary rap, it would be this record. I think it's cool. Mike and Sharon have their opinions next week. I talked to my guy Super. As a matter of fact, after Leroy, you give your opinion. I want to get Super on to kind of give him give him time to give his thoughts on the record. But I just thought it was cool. Again, if you didn't see the last show, I did talk about I was conflicted, because the first album with Dr. Dre and Snoop was Doggy Style.
Right.
This one's called Missionary. It's a picture of a condom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm conflicted. I'm like, if you're 60 years old and you're wearing a condom, have you lost in life? Is that the kind of message you want to promote? But then I guess that, it could be as you age, maybe you can't do doggy no more. You can just do missionary. And maybe that's where they are in their life. And the sound and the song sounded like, two MCs or two people in hip hop in their hip hop prime that, still got it, like Mick Jagger, you go Bono, from U2. They still gonna sell out a show, but they don't got the punch like they used to have. But it still was cool.
Snoop is a grown man, though. It's like it's adult contemporary rap. Snoop is an adult. He can't be a kid with y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? Speaking on the cover real quick though, I think if it would have kind of been freaked, I don't really got a problem with the condom there, but it kind of looks like a speaker too, like is in like it could have been like a speaker, But I don't know. I think if it kind of tweaked a little bit, that would have been fire because it's Dre and Snoop. But I mean, if we're familiar with Snoop's albums, Snoop always got a song for his wife, right? Y'all heard Snoop's albums. Go back to the songs for his wife. What do they sound like? So when I heard this song, I'm thinking, you talking about gorgeous. Who is he referring to? Probably his wife. You know what I mean?
Well, nah, I mean, he was talking about she got a lot of ass sitting in the. I mean, maybe I don't know. Much
I'm just
respect.
saying though. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
Sonically, it sound on his albums, especially later on in life, he has songs for his wife. So when I heard that song, sonically, it reminded me of other songs that he's had for his wife. I mean, it's very grown man. It's not like he's not. It's not a song like it's not Sticky from Tyler's album. It ain't that. It's a very sophisticated like bro like we don't go to the same clubs as y'all. We go to the grown folks club where it's like adults. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you know what though?
We don't go where the kids go.
But you know what though? Snoop had this mature sound maybe about a decade ago or 15 years ago with Rhythm and Gangsta, the stuff he was doing with the Neptunes. Is this record on par with those Neptunes records? Like Beautiful, Drop It Like It's Hot. Like, I don't know. I think those records are far better than this. Again, I'm not. I'm anticipating the album. I'll listen to it, but it's not like I'm waiting with excitement for it. I think it's cool, and let's keep it a buck. When's the last time Dr. Dre really had a banger? Like when's
the very last project he did? People keep talking about Compton. Y'all forgot about the Grand Theft Auto project. Bangers on there. Y'all forgot about that. His last project had bangers. But I mean, again, maybe it's just me. I'm from the West Coast. Now, I thought the song was cool. I'm not gonna jump out the window and act like it's the greatest thing ever. It's not still Dre. You know what I mean? I thought the song was cool, but it reminds me of some of his older work. Now the flow and the bars, I think Snoop is rejuvenated like lyrically. I think he is on the flow, the bars, he's on top of rapping, like rapping very well. Janae Aiko, great hook, great delivery on the hook, the pocket she's in, the pocket Snoop's in, the beat, the transition, musically, I think is fire. And that's what's going to be Snoop's saving grace. A lot of the kids, I'm not expecting y'all to get into it like that. You know what I mean? And I know we got adults in here too, but musically is what makes Snoop Snoop. It's transitions between the sounds, it's layering, it's pocket work, it's sonics that make Snoop who he is. It's a delivery, and that goes for Dre too. It's sonics. So it's not like he's gonna go out here and say, well, let me just make Sticky like Tyler the Creator. That's just not what he's gonna do. And that's no diss to Tyler, because Tyler still had Darling I, you know what I mean? He had sophisticated songs on there too. But what I'm saying is Snoop is just in a different bag. Now again, this song is cool. However, if this is the bar that they're at musically for this album, there's gonna be some surprises, because the song is very good. To me, is it like what we're used to? Like we're used to like a super rap song. This is not that. This is more like
this is grown and sexy. This is grown and sexy. This is going to like the crab leg spot. This is going to the bingo hall. This is going to.
I don't know about the bingo hall, but the crab legs, I'm with you.
picking up your prescription, But again, I understand where they're going. It's gonna be clever. It's cool, and I think if I'm not being so serious, I guess I can see the humor in it, from Doggy Style to Missionary. The only thing I'll say is that look, if I'm 60 years old, I'm using a condom. I failed in life. My life. If I'm 60 years old, if I'm 50, I don't think. If I'm 50 and I'm using a condom, then I just think that I've lost myself. I've made a wrong turn somewhere.
Right. Well, I don't think it's. I don't think Snooper's referencing himself. I think that the cover is just the cover, so because it's a play on sex, like Doggy Style Missionaries. So sex is involved in the title. Now, I don't think he's referencing himself like when I have sex, but hey, it is what it is. But I mean, I'm not mad at it, right? It's funny. Like if you know Snoop over the years, Snoop is kind of funny. Like he's a comical, like this is a funny person. I've talked to Snoop before personally on the phone for like a long period of time. He probably don't remember this, but I had a whole conversation with Snoop that went on for very long. He's a funny guy, like, what I'm saying? Like, so, I
Let me get Super Duper on here. Super Duper has a theory about this record. I wanted him.
One more thing though. Ransom's project, the Cabrini Green project. I just want to give we all know he could rap, so I don't really have to go there. Like we know that, right? But he dropped his project on Even. That's a dope platform, right? Talked to the CEO of that too before. He loves this culture, right? That's a dope platform. They treat the music like art, right? You can pay extra, get certain incentives. So I just wanted to shout out the Ransom project and dropping that on Even. But
he dropped it. What's Even? It's a platform.
It's a platform. It's a dope platform. It's something new, and that I think we need to look for new platforms because we're looking for something different now. The play there is like you won't always get a single, right? Like there's no single for the project came out before you heard a single with Ransom's project, right? Even, yeah, all caps spelled even, right? But it's like if you pay extra, you may get exclusive songs, you may get tickets to shows, you may get merch, you may get it's certain incentives, autographed merch, music and stuff like that. But it's like it's direct, it's from your pocket right to the artist. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just it's a new platform which I would stand behind. You know what I'm saying? As far as being a dope platform with dope intentions with people that are behind the platform. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt. I'm drinking some Chick-fil-A, some lemonade. This lemonade is great.
Okay.
And it's nothing in the cup. There's no scissor or nothing in here. Okay. I'm too old for that. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of the remember that Lil Wayne interview he did with Katie Couric. He's like, this is my cup, Miss Katie. This is my cup. What's in my cup? My cup. But nah, it's lemonade. This shit is good. But
I got some juice, man. I'm just doing juice.
See, I'm old, man. I'm gonna embrace me being old, man. I'm gonna go pick up my prescription.
Hey, getting old is what we should want to do. It's like if you got old, then you survived. You know what I mean? If you didn't get old, that's the bigger problem. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So yo, before Super Duper needs about 5 minutes, let's go to an album that I really enjoyed. So hopefully y'all will say this album is dope because this album was dope. I liked it. Conductor Williams dropped an album, Part 3, this week. Came out on Friday. And man, this was shout out to Conductor. Conductor's a really dope producer. I think he's kind of slept on. Maybe he's getting his props. Yeah. But this album was dope. Start to finish. I mean, the production was incredible. One of my favorite songs on the album was let me pull it up. Was which one was it? From start to finish was dope. I mean,
I got my favorite joints on there. I wrote down my favorites. Like
one with Elzai was dope. Hell in a Hellcat. One with Benny and Wiz Khalifa was dope. Hold You.
That's like with Benny. Mm-hmm.
Necessary Cherry was dope with Wiki. I mean, these records were dope. I mean, Space Heater was dope. I mean,
is that
one with Russ? With Russ, Ecstasy Freestyle. Fire. So yeah, all the albums I listened to this week, I listened to Lloyd Banks. I listened to Freddie Gibbs. I listened to Westside Gunn. Yeah. This is my favorite one, the Conductor Williams one.
Okay.
By far.
No, dope. I liked it. In my notes, I got the joint with Elzai. That was fire. You know, Elzai is one of them ones. The song with Russ, like you were saying, is fire. But I really did like that song. The song with Rome Streets is fire. But the song with Benny and Wiz Khalifa, I really like that. That play. You know what I mean? Wiz Khalifa and Benny. They sound dope together, man. I wish that would have been a collab like that would have been on his album earlier this year. But I mean, Conductor, he's definitely, and he had some R&B joints on there too, because I think he's got an ear, he's versatile. But I do like Conductor, his production, man, and I feel like he's following, he's going in the footsteps of like an Alchemist sonically, but he has his own style to it too. You know what I mean? He brings something to that table of that type of sound. So
Right.
dope. You know what
Right.
I mean?
And the lyricists, the MCs on this record match the production. Like Conductor's in his production bag. He's creating these tapestries of sounds, and
For sure.
it's street music, but it's also like it's dope. It's really dope musical production, right? So, and these people are spitting like shout out to Benny. Benny got off. I know I've been critical on Benny on here. Wiz got off. Wiki got off. My man. Who else? So many people, man.
Filter. Rome did
Russ,
the thing.
Rome did his thing.
I gotta
Elza,
give it to Russ too. Russ, he's been getting into a more like a therapeutic bag, of the mental health raps. But he makes it sound dope though. He makes it sound dope. So
yeah,
I,
Rome Streets. Shout out to Rome Streets. Rome Streets got off on it. So
yeah.
again, out of all these albums, out of
Mhm.
Westside, you're not gonna hear a lot of people writing about this shit, right?
Yeah.
So Westside was talked about. You had Freddie's being talked about. You had even Lloyd Banks, Halloween Havoc 5, people talking about that. But this one was like really under the radar, man. And
Yeah.
y'all check this out, man. This was crazy, man. I give this a solid 4. Give it a solid 4.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about a lot of albums. Yeah, I mean, and we've given y'all thorough breakdowns. I may have a surprise for y'all later on this week from an artist that may have dropped an album of the year contender. He told me he'll slide through, so I keep my fingers crossed on that. But we've been covering like some dope stuff, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta give us that. You gotta, you know what I mean? Work through the hate and all that. But it's like, this weekend was really dope, and I didn't even mention Payne's Law from R.J. Payne. That's just a quick 4-piece EP. I didn't even mention Sky Zoo's single with Method Man. Well, I guess I just did, but Sky Zoo's coming back outside pretty soon. So come on, y'all! Like, this weekend was pretty dope. Me personally, I gotta go with Westside Gunn. I think Westside, dropped the bombs this week. He dropped 2 projects that I really did enjoy. Soul Sample Master. But this weekend as a whole, tomorrow, Sunday, when y'all chilling, whatever you do on your Sunday, you gonna have a lot of dope music to play. So
No
hip hop.
doubt, no doubt. Well, I'm waiting for Super Duper to get on here, and I'm going to open up the phone lines. We haven't opened up the phone lines in a while. I see that other podcasts are starting to get into that space where they're opening up the lines and
Yeah.
allowing people to kind of share their thoughts. So we're going to get back to that tonight. But before we do that, there's been we have 3 days until the election, and we got
Yep.
we got people coming out. We got people coming out. So Cardi B last night,
Mhm.
went on the stump for Vice President Harris,
Mhm.
and she had a little problem with her speech. The teleprompter wasn't working,
Mhm.
and some people say they didn't really understand what she was saying, but she came out and did her thing. Who else came out? Sexy Red. Sexy Red let her voice be heard. Said she just voted. Said, "Don't
Okay.
tell us what to do with our."
Mm.
I don't know what she
Votes.
said.
I know what she said. I see it now. My
But
bad.
yo,
Yeah.
so she's out and she's out and
She said
about.
it looked like she said ovaries, but
Yeah, so she's out and about. So what do you think about the people? And then also the counterpointed.
yeah.
Waka Flocka came out, said
Okay.
he's supporting Trump, and he's got his reasons.
Okay.
He's not going to go back and forth with anybody, but he's, people know his heart, and he's got his
I know he's
reasons.
not going to go back and forth, because to go back and forth, you'd have to say something that makes sense. So I know you're not prepared to do that.
Well, yeah. So, but he's not going to go back and forth. I doubt Cardi's going to go back and forth either. But
Cardi will go. Cardi will go tonight. Hit her up on social media. She's been on this.
yeah. So she said she didn't get paid $1 for it. She said she didn't get paid. She said she did it for free.
We know Cardi. Like we don't know her personally, but in hip hop culture, we know where Cardi stands because she's always been consistent on how she feels about Donald Trump. That's never changed. So I believe if Cardi gets behind Kamala, I can see how that line up. She never changed. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so people showing, people, getting, MC Light was out there on the stump. MC Light was on the stump for Kamala,
My whole thing is this, right? I can respect anybody's opinion if they can form and articulate one. So if you are a Trumper and you can form an articulate foundation for your argument, I'll listen to you, because I have. And people who know me, who I know that are friends of mine that support that way, they know I'll sit there, I'll listen. So I'm not mad at it, but you have to form an articulate point that actually makes sense. In my view, I'm not going to tell y'all what my view is tonight or what I think, but you have two hands, right? Conservative, liberal. So that's two options. In my opinion, liberal means give, conservative means hold. So if you make your choices along them lines, now of course it gets deeper than that. It's more layers to that. It's more things to that. But again, liberal is give, conserve is to conserve, it's to hold, it's not to give. So these are two options that America has. Either we're going to give or we're going to hold. Pick which one that you want to do. That goes through a bunch of different things. You know what I mean? Pick what philosophy, because it's political philosophy. What do you think is better? Because sometimes you should give, right? Like if I want to hear Cardi's opinion, I'm giving her a stage for her opinion. Sometimes you should hold, right? If you are facing an economic crisis, and there are ways that you hold your dollar or your economic power, and you direct it in certain ways. So you got to do both. But that's the two choices in my mind that it's been in this generation. Other generations, I think the parties were kind of more two wings of the same bird. Now I think it's about giving and holding. Whatever one you think is best is the one you pick.
Right. I don't think, again, I think it's always interesting during election time. People come out and, vote how they want to vote and support who they want to support. I think Chef G, I think Waka Flocka, who else? Lil Wayne hadn't said anything, but, which way he's probably leaning. Kodak Black. So it's some rappers, support
I mean,
Trump.
Kodak
And then
Black.
50 Cent, he said he didn't want to get into it. I think he was on the Breakfast Club and Vice President Harris called in. He said he didn't want to speak to her. So I can assume,
Yeah, there was some. Yeah,
I can assume which way 50 is going with it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if 50 is a street guy, if you're a street person and you support Trump, I'm questioning your street card, right? Because
you can't question 50
I'm
street
definitely.
card though. You
What
can't do
does
that. Nah, come on, Leroy.
what does law and order mean? When you every election they use the phrase law and order, and they use it over and over every speech. I want everyone to hear it, and they'll use, we need law and order, we need law and order, law and order. What race of people are they talking about when they say we need law and order?
Well, I think 50's not looking at it like that now. 50's looking at it from a business perspective.
Ask the question: what race are
I
they
don't know.
talking about?
I don't think law and order
When they
has a
say
race.
we need law and order,
I don't
and
know what
they'll say it so many times that the phrase law and order, and we can go back the last 60 years. What wins elections? repeating the phrase law and order, that wins major votes. Who are they talking about when they talk about law and order?
They're talking about criminals and non-criminals.
What race are they talking about statistically?
I don't think people. I mean, all races commit crimes. All races commit crimes. I don't know when you ask me a question. You ask me when I hear those terms. I don't think about a race. I just think about people that commit crimes, and that's what it is.
I want y'all to go to the suburbs and look around and talk to white America. And when they hear the phrase law and order, and specifically they're talking about stop and frisk. What neighborhoods is stop and frisk in? So if 50 Cent supports law and order,
he didn't say that. He didn't say that.
But that's what he supports.
But he didn't say that.
That's what he supports, law and order.
But no, he could support him for another reason. We don't know what his reasons are.
We do need law and order, right? As far as like just a common sense, right? Like as far as like, I'm not saying that crime should be legal, like we do, but I'm saying politically, why does the phrase law and order always get used so many times? And why does it garner so many votes? So they have to be talking about somebody that they view as criminal.
Again, I don't know. I'm not in their minds. I don't know how they think. All I know is when you ask me as a man, when I hear those terms, what do I think? I think about people that are breaking the law.
Yeah, I was asking the chat. I know that you're also here too, Ron, but I was really directing it for the chat. But in my study of politics, the reason why they say law and order, I think they talking about you, black folks, because I could show you a history of where that phrase came from. I could go all the way back 100 years, or I could go back 200 years and show you how every time they talk about law, they're talking about black people. Now, and I have the mass incarceration numbers. If you think it's a game, and you think it's not, if you think they're just talking about all people that commit crimes, do you think the suburbs don't commit crimes? Now, they don't commit mass, certain things but just as far as crime, do you think the suburbs don't commit crimes? If that's what you think, hey, you know what I'm saying? But when they talk about law and order, they're talking about you and your kids. That's all, and that's why they keep repeating it, because that's what wins elections.
They're not talking about my kids. My kids go to school.
We need law and order. Law and order means we need more black people to be locked up.
They're not talking about my kids. My kids go to school. They got straight A's.
I'm talking.
I'm just saying. We speaking in general though, because most people in here, you got kids. They go to school. They ain't breaking no laws.
There are many things that politicians always say. I'm not going to go into all the things that they say, but we have to know that they speak in code, because they cannot openly say what they really think. But when you hear the phrase law and order, they are talking about us. They are not talking about they're going to run through the suburbs getting these, kids that are experimenting with drugs, or they're not talking about them. They're not. They're
interesting. We're going to take a pivot back to the music. And Super Duper's on the call. Super Duper, what's good, brother?
What's up, bro?
What's happening, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, man. What's good? Where you at, man? Where you at in this part of the world?
Man, I'm in Cleveland right now. I'm about to stop this truck any second now. But, I'm not about to go have no debate back and forth with Leroy about all his liberal talking points. But you know where I stand, man. We'll keep that private. Hey, we'll keep that private, because we don't want to turn this hip hop show into something else. But
no doubt.
Hip hop is liberal. Hip hop is a liberal art form.
Hey, well, maybe you should do an election night according to hip hop show, and we can really get into it or something like that.
Should I do that? I might do a special, man. I might do an election night special. You know what I'm saying? We might do it. You know what I'm saying? And
technically, all of us are liberal. Technically.
I don't know about all that, but anyway, man, back to the hip hop, man. I'm gonna talk about the Snoop first, since that was the last hip hop topic, man. I I thought the song was just all right. It was nothing to be excited about. It doesn't have me excited for the album. And like I told you on the text, Ron, I mean, how happy can we be, as wrestling fans or whatever, to see the Generation X or the Four Horsemen get back together again? I mean, it's nice to see them out. They still out here working. They still doing their thing. But I mean, how much anticipation can you really have for an album from a 60-year-old Dr. Dre and a 50-something-year-old Snoop? I mean, like my expectations are like very mild for the album. I don't think it's gonna be trash. I don't think they're capable of being trash, but to act like I'm excited for this album, especially after this single, which I'm not a fan of. Honestly, it's nothing that I'm never gonna play again. Like in my free time, it might go with the album when the album come out, but I'm not a fan of the hook. I don't like the way the girls sound with the singing. The production is basic, and y'all started getting into this last week, man.
What's that?
Dr. Dre is overrated. Let's just keep it 100. His production is very unoriginal, man. I mean, most of his best work, most of his hits, they come from like the original sample, and he just probably threw up some drums on it, and it basically sounds exactly like the same song. So as far as like producers and originality, Dr. Dre is low on the list for me as far as production go, and I would say that he overrated. But that's a whole nother topic as well. We sample, but people still, most people that sample do it a little bit more original than Dr. Dre. I mean, Dr. Dre will take the sample and just turn that sample into the song with everything that's just everything in place. Nothing really original to it. He might highlight some drums, turn some bass up, and there you go. There you have it.
But the bass hitting hard is what makes Dr. Dre. We talking about the hardness of it is what makes Dre.
And I get that. I mean, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of other producers that produce a little bit more original sounding music, and they free samples a little bit better. They have a better sound to it. It's just a little bit more originality to it. It's Dr. Dre pretty much when he make a beat, most of his production should go to who he sampled from. I mean, his credit should go exactly to who made the beat originally.
I'm sure it does though. Like,
and going into the Snoop song too, man. I mean, I this is what I told Ron in the text, and this is for my hip hop heads that really listen, man. When you listen to that Snoop verse, you can't tell me that it don't sound like Corrupt might have wrote that song for Snoop. That song, like the wordplay, just the lingo, the way that Snoop even sound, especially on that second verse, it sounds like Corrupt wrote that song. And I'll be interested to see the credits to that, to see how it play out. But
but to your point, some of the songs that Dog Pound have or Snoop has, they came from freestyle sessions. Like they get in a cipher and they record and they're freestyling, and that turns into a song. So if that's the case, you know what I mean? Like Corrupt, he could have been going back and forth with Corrupt, but Snoop is a very capable MC. You can't be around 40 years, 30 something years, and you're not a capable MC. Not at Snoop's.
Did you hear that though when you listen to the song? Does the Snoop verse remind you of Corrupt? Just the wordplay.
Yeah. I heard it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the Odyssey or something like. I know what you mean. Yeah, but it's
just the way that.
I want to say this though, Super though. When you go to like a family gathering or something, or when you gather your friends around, you got the room, maybe the living room where the little kids is at. Then you got the garage where the adults are at. The adults are listening to different music. You know this, right? So they're listening to more grown folks type of music because that's where the adults are hanging at. So Snoop is like the same way, at least on the West Coast. That's the adult music. When Snoop comes on, the kids gonna go in the other room. The adults gonna be rocking with Snoop. That's just is what it is.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. I mean, Snoop. This is why my expectations aren't that high. Like the kid in me, when you see Snoop, the kid in you still come out. When you hear Snoop, it's Dre. They making a record and an album. The kid in you come out, and you still have those expectations to where you think they coming with nothing but a G thing part 2 or something like that. But I don't. At this point in time and at this age and at this point especially in Snoop's career, with all these advertisements and companies he a part of and stuff like that, I don't expect him to be too edgy. I expect him to be, play it cool and safe and and make some grown contemporary music, which is fine. But like I can't pretend like my expectations are out the roof for this album, man.
Yo, and super, like I didn't even tell Mike that we had a conversation about this, but I got a text message from Mike at like noon today, right? And he says, Snoop don't sound, and we were talking about something else. We were talking about Thanksgiving or something. We weren't even talking about, the show. We weren't talking about it. He texted me out the blue. He said, Snoop don't sound natural on this new song. I don't know if he wrote this.
Yeah,
he had no idea that you and I had a conversation about this. So he
it definitely sound like Corrupt.
If you even we talked about Rhythm and Gangsta, there's some songs he's attacking, like he's not flowing with a lazy flow. I mean, like a laid back flow. He's attacking. There's some songs on Blue Carpet where he's attacking lyrically. On Ego Trip, and he's attacking. He did a whole reggae album sounding like a real Jamaican. So this is a person that can adapt, that his flow can adapt, and the lyrics are aggressive on the new Snoop song, but they're not so edgy that they're out of his. I don't think it's beyond his mind to write, though. You know what I mean?
Hey, and I mean, we brought up the Westside Gunn, man, and I'm not gonna even pretend to be a Westside Gunn fan. I think I actually find him very annoying, to be honest with you. All the gun noises, the do 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 do, the way he rap,
boom.
Yeah, just his wordplay. I mean, when I listen to Westside, because I still listen to him, he still makes my playlist just because of a lot of the guys he associated with. And I do like a handful of his own personal songs, but when I listen to Westside, I mean, I'm not expecting nothing but like a bar from him, like one quotable nice bar or something cool from him. Other than that, I mean, he has a very annoying style. I mean, if we like to criticize Kendrick Lamar for his antics and his voice and the noises that he make, I mean, we definitely got to give it to Westside Gunn because he is the most animated. Like we gotta dish this out fairly. I mean, I don't know how you could take Westside Gunn saying in the Mac and the shit that he say and the voices that he use. I don't know how you can deal with that. And then
I get it.
Yeah, and then get mad at Kendrick for being a little animated. Part 2 of the CD, I think DJ Drama was extremely annoying on the track too. I don't think that DJ Drama helped out at all with the mixtape. He actually almost made it sound like noise. And
you wasn't a Gangsta Grill head.
I do, but it definitely, it's over, man. I mean, it's over. That sound, it sound dated, man. It actually does. It did no justice to the music. A lot of the production on there sound laid back. Then you got this guy come in, he hollering over this laid back track. I just think that
his voice is an acquired taste. Yes.
I mean, his voice was almost like a verse. You know what I mean? And I would rather them just let the beat play or put another verse on it if you're gonna let this man just talk crazy at the end of the songs. I mean, this ain't 2010 no more, man. We don't need to hear you say DJ Drama and it's played, bro. It's played. Keep it real. It's played.
Dated, and then we'll talk about all this rap from the 90s. We'll be like, this sounds dated, but remember that one? Remember that Mobb Deep from the we'll go back all.
Yeah, but man, we not playing the song to hear DJ Drama holler. Like once DJ Drama once Westside is done, you can skip it because you don't need to hear that shit that DJ Drama talking at the end. You know what I mean? Like, and then like I said, I mean, a lot on the old DJ Dramas, it almost seemed like he was on beat with it, and like it wasn't off. It just sounded off with this Westside Gunn album. Like the DJ Drama, he definitely didn't need the DJ Drama on every song hollering. I mean, he could, he did.
He'll probably have a version. He'll probably have a version without DJ Drama coming around the corner, I'm sure. But
yeah. But I mean, like I said, I'm not a big Westside fan. I can admit that. Like I said, I find him annoying. And, I think this is something that we need to ask the chat because Westside get a lot of praise. And it's almost like man groupie shit to me when it come down to him. I mean, because people more or less, they like his style, they like his flyness and all that. But lyrically, man, this man is trash. Like, honestly, like his, song wise, he not really like, he not better than Rock Marcy. And if you disagree with me, poll it. Let's put that in the poll.
No, for sure. He can't rhyme better than Rock. but we know that. But I think people like to
What
your point.
artist? If you don't like any artist, you're not a groupie. But if you like an artist, then someone will say you're a groupie.
No, but I'm saying that I think that people put up with the Westside Gunn antics almost on some male groupie shit. Like they just like his style and he get away with it, but it's not like, it's like, come on, like, is you really taking it serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like even we'll do this, we'll listen to this album. We know it ain't like as hip hop heads. It's not like traditional. It's not like it's not even a traditional type of flow, really. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got to pick and choose what you like from what he's saying off the album.
I think
And
you're listening.
we'll give this album all its praise, right? And we'll shit on Killer Mike, and then we'll talk about his placement in hip hop history and where he at. I mean, come on, man.
I gotta stop you though, because with Killer Mike, I'm actually listening to what Killer Mike is saying because he's gonna really be saying some stuff that's heavy. Westside Gunn is about sound. I'm listening for drums when I listening to Westside Gunn. I'm a Dilla head. I'm a boom bap head. I'm listening for beats, drums, loops, samples. That's why I'm into Westside Gunn.
No, I just think that as hip hop fans, we choose and pick when we want to hold people to certain standards and when we want to judge them by this or that. But we don't, but we'll give praise to a guy like Westside Gunn, who is like completely average and like kind of annoying. And like I said, yeah, I won't take it away that he got style. Some of his production is smooth and cool, and you know what I mean. He got a little style, but it's like groupie love to me. Like really, like it's people like his fashion, what people like his album covers, people like some of the fly shit he say. It's not really based on his lyrical abilities or like the song making or nothing like that.
No, but he dropped a lot of material. Like, so if it's groupieism, I mean, after you drop 20 albums, it kind of makes sense that you would have people that really rock with you because you're dropping so much material. It's like Currency too. Like Currency has his rap groupies because he drops so much material. How could you not? If you're a fan, you're gonna really be a fan. Wu-Tang.
I mean, even guys like even guys like Currency though. We'll throw a guy like Currency through the ringer, or we'll throw a guy like Rock Marcy. We'll throw them through the ringer, but then we'll sit back and praise Westside Gunn, like like he even really on their level. I mean, I got Currency over Westside Gunn too. I think his discography is better. Right. I mean, this goes back to that show where you were saying that, where you was repping his discography, and like I said, you can't take nothing away from him. The man put in work. He got a movement, he got a style, he got an aura and a presence to himself. That I can't hate on, but to pretend like this man is like just making great songs, and I mean he got some bars here and there, he got some lyrics, he got some stuff, but come on, man, like we got to stop with this Westside Gunn.
I can't judge Westside Gunn next to Snoop and Dr. Dre. And what I mean is, like, I'm not gonna sit here and musically, like, I'm not gonna judge Westside Gunn like I'm listening to a Rick Ross album for musicality. That's not what I'm gonna do. But when it comes to just some hardcore, just some street shit over some boom bap, that's where I'm listening to Griselda. That's what they provide.
Right. Hey, too, man, you got these same guys too. Like they love Westside Gunn, but then they shit on the 21 Savage. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like we gotta.
I wasn't a big Griselda fan or Westside Gunn fan. Mike put me on. Mike hit me up. Was like, man, you gotta check out these dudes from Griselda, Westside Gunn.
Right.
So I was like, I was kind of reluctant to it. Then I heard Hall and Nash. Then I heard 7. Then I heard 8. Then 10 was dope. Then I heard Pray for Paris. So I heard these records, and you got Vogue cover, you got Marshall. I see what he's doing, Super. I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to marry the streets, right. Dope boy rap, with high fashion, high art. So I get it. It's like he's trying to recycle what Wu-Tang did years ago, but he's not as good. He can't rap as good as those guys. So I see what, as a person that grew up on Wu-Tang, I appreciate what he's trying to do. So I'm not, I won't say I'm a big, super duper fan, but I do appreciate some of his music. Like he got a Super Kick Party, Peppers is a dope record, Vogue cover,
all like Ghostface,
George Bondo.
Man, stop trying to compare this man to Ghostface. You're getting disrespectful when you're doing that, though. Now, come on now, man. Come on now. Stop it, man. lyrically, this man is not on the Ghostface Killer level. Hey, but I will give you this though, Ron. I don't, like I said, I do like some of his tracks. I'm not gonna say that I'm a big fan. Like I do like some of his songs. I do like Super Kick Party. I do like Dr. Britt Baker on the new CD.
Mr. T.
I thought that song was cool. But you know, like for the most part, I mean,
I compare Westside Gunn to Westside Gunn. I think other people are comparing him to other rappers. So when you in the 90% of opinions I hear coming out the pod space, it's like, well, this guy's good, but he ain't messing with Mobb Deep. Like the first thing they do, or he ain't no Nas, they'll bring in someone else. I compare Westside Gunn to Westside Gunn. Like
but I mean, at the same time though, we give him a pass for like his flaws, and then like I'm saying, we'll get on to 21 Savage. You know what I mean? Like we'll and you know, like I said, I even lyrically, I think 21 Savage is better than Westside Gunn. Just straight up as a rapper, as a song maker, just period. I think he's better. You know what I mean? And that's just
21 is fine. That 21 Savage, he does his thing, he has his own sound. I think Westside Gunn is very sneaky with his bars. I think, on the surface, it sounds like he's just saying a bunch of anything. I think Ghostface was like that too. But I think under the surface, he's very sneaky. There are a lot of fashion bars in there. Now, I don't expect people to be like, why would I listen to a guy talking about fashion bars? But you got to understand that there is a world out there where being fly is a real thing. Like, knowing how to get certain garments, having your clothes. I used to go to the company directly and tell them what to make for me. Like, make my jacket this way, so I know I'm the only one that has it. Like, there's a world for that. You know what I mean?
I'll give him credit for this though, for sure. I mean, I love that album cover. He got album cover of the year so far. That album cover go hard. You know what I mean?
It's hard. You know what I'm saying?
R.I.P. to Sid Vicious, man, for sure.
Yo, Psycho Sid, no doubt. Yo, Mad Max been in the lobby, man. Mad Max, what's good, brother? We got Super Duper on the line. We got Leroy. What's good? What's going on your mind tonight, brother?
Yo, what's good? Leroy, you gotta stop the Ghostface talk, bro. Please. You're hurting my spirit. You're hurting my spirit.
Okay.
You're hurting my spirit. I no, because when you say the voice, this is the difference between Ghostface voice and Westside Gunn's voice.
I'm listening.
Westside Gunn has Ghostface voice if a teacher was on the chalkboard dragging her nails down the chalkboard. His voice is so screechy, it's nasty. It's nasty work. He's just annoying. I can't deal with it. 21 Savage is way better than Westside Gunn. I'm sorry. I see people in the chat going back and forth with that. 21 Savage is better than Westside Gunn. I'm not the biggest 21 guy either, but
right.
Not to cut you off, Max. Hey, but it does feel like when I listen to Westside Gunn, it feel like I'm listening to somebody say "na na na boo boo" the whole time, like "na na na boo boo." It's like he's annoying right? Like that.
Some people are annoying to listen to. Like, and I can't force you. If Westside Gunn, like I said, like my girl hates the sound of Westside Gunn. Cameron back in the day when he's at Computers Putin, some people would be like, "Bro, turn that off." Back in the day when I tried to play Ghostface, again, I'm in California, so we got a different taste. When I used to play Ghostface for people in California, they'd be like, "Hey, blood, don't be playing that weirdo shit around." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's an acquired taste. But then they'll put on E40, right? So E40 is the same type of way. If I play E40 on the East Coast, they're gonna be like, "Bro, what is you listening to?"
But I hear you, Leroy. But the difference between Ghostface, Cameron, and even E40 is, they got their own thing. So like Cam has his own style. I never heard anybody else sound like Cam. E40, I've never heard a rapper sound like, well, maybe some Detroit rappers, but I've never really heard another rapper sound like E40. And obviously Ghostface is Ghostface, but they're not like Westside Gunn. Like Westside Gunn is like, he's unbearable. Like I respect him because I talked to one of his engineers one time, and then he was putting me on about the whole Griselda thing, and I respect Conway and Benny, so I tolerate Westside Gunn on a certain level, but he's unbearable. He's just unbearable. I'm sorry.
I get it. Yeah.
And Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, Westside Gunn is a great curator of music, fashion, and a cultural movement. He's a rapper like third or fourth and has the best ad-libs in rap.
I don't know about the best ad-libs.
When he says curating music, though, a lot of what draws me to the whole Westside Gunn thing is the way that them samples are being chopped, and it just sounds very different to me. Now, we all have different ways of doing that. Boom bap has been around, but the way he delivers his music, it sounds eerie to me. It sounds spooky, and that sounds dope to me. Yeah.
Even with the production, man, I think the production gets overrated from him too. I mean, a lot of that shit that he makes sound exactly the same. I mean, like even that song where he got Westside and Benny and Bodie on it. I mean, that's like, how you gonna replay and listen to that again? It's like, you know what I mean? It's not a replayable song for me.
Hey,
I mean,
free shot. You didn't like Free Shots?
Listen, I like it as a hip hop head, but it's nothing that I'm really riding in the car just putting on listening to. It's like it's not a song like that, and I get it. And I feel like too, like the last Westside albums, every time he get together with them, they make a song that's kind of like that to where it's barely listenable. Like when they all get together now, they waste the time and they make a song with bad production on it or production that's not even like, that has no replay value. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man, but I agree with you 100%, Mad Max, on Westside, man. I mean, I don't get the all the love that he get, and like I said, I understand to a certain degree based on who he associated with, but him as a solo artist, man, I don't know how you can do it.
And I agree with you with the Kendrick take, because Westside Gunn voice is even worse than Kendrick, and everybody knows I hate Kendrick. That guy's voice is unbearable. It's like literally nails on the chalkboard. It's just so screechy. It's like
I mean, I like when a person creates a split between people that really like them and people that hate them, because that lets me know that they found a specific sound and a strength. I'm not the hugest Kendrick fan, but I am able to hear why people are, though. You know, so I think, with Westside, you're either gonna like him or love him. Today is Nelly's birthday. Back in the day, I was like, please turn this Nelly stuff off.
You didn't like Nelly?
Other than EI, I really liked EI. But now, listening to it with older ears, I recognize how that style of melodics was dope. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I'm like, yo, man, put on some gangster shit. I mean, I'm teenager going into my 20s. I want to hear some gangster shit. But now I know why musically that works. So it's like sometimes you're just gonna love it or hate it. You know what I
mean? Maybe I'm biased, but I do want to give Nelly some props. I love Nelly as a kid. I don't listen to him as much, obviously,
right,
but I get my binges. I go on my little music binges, and I might spend some. Nelly was nice, man. I'm sorry, Nelly is better than a lot of these dudes y'all put in your top 50s. I'm sorry, Freddie Gibbs, Westside. I'm taking Nelly over all of them dudes. Sorry.
Hey, man, I can't lie, man. I'm not gonna even front. I still personally blame Nelly for killing hip hop. I still, I put it 100% on Nelly. Can
Ludacris get a little bit of that too?
No, don't do that, Ron. Stop.
At least Ludacris was rhyming, and Nelly was.
Super duper. Don't let him get on the hook on that. You gotta stop hating on Luda, Ron. He's from your side of the town. Stop doing that.
Nelly was remaking Double Dutch songs. You know what I'm saying? Like I could not stand Nelly, and I mean, it confirmed it when he made that country album. And shout out to Nelly, happy birthday and all that, man. I mean, respect, I guess, if you want to call it that, but I still personally blame Nelly. Single-handedly for killing hip hop.
I mean, Nelly had his lane, right? Nelly came, he put St. Louis on the map. He had after Nelly was Chingy. Who else came out from St. Louis?
Chingy's where the problem starts, because he was trash.
Who came from St. Louis too? It was Chingy. It was my man. Everybody in the club. Jaquan. Jaquan was from St. Louis.
But to Super's point though, you mentioned Double Dutch. when I was outside as a kid and I would see the girls double dutching, I'd be like, how are they doing that? Like, it's two ropes. You're jumping in the two ropes. You're skipping around. You're doing all kind of crazy stuff. Like, how are you catching the timing? The timing of what Nelly was doing, that's very difficult to do. It just
Nelly was big. I mean, Nelly was like, you know, he was in the spirit of Ja Rule. I mean, he made big pop records.
Ja Rule.
Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, the kind of the sing-songy flow type thing. I mean, he did that. You know what I'm saying? The big record with Kelly Rowland. I think he had the song with Jaheim.
Man, Ja.
Go ahead.
No, Ja was better than Nelly, man. That's not
no,
front.
he was
Yeah,
not.
I mean, yeah,
No, he was
Yes,
not
he
better
was,
than
man.
Nelly.
Stop it, man. Yes,
no,
he was.
not super duper.
Ja was better than Nelly,
what
man.
No, he was not.
The point I'm making is that they both were hip hop. They made pop music. You know them now compilations. Nelly and Ja Rule was all on them joints. You know what I'm saying? They made big records that was in the mainstream. They were on MTV. They played them songs like 100 million times a day on radio. That's before people had satellite radio in their cars and they had their phones. These records were everywhere. So I'm not comparing them. I think Ja Rule had more, you know, range because Ja Rule, you know, had some street records as well. He had a little bit more range than Nelly. But I mean, I won't say Nelly killed hip hop. He was just an extension of pop pop.
To me,
I think what killing hip hop is people trying to chase platinum records. Like that.
Man,
Everybody.
For me, if I have to rank a rapper dead last, it's Nelly.
No, stop it. We're not hating on
Nelly. No, I'm serious, man. I'm for real. I can't think of a rapper worse than Nelly.
What about Chiggy though, man?
Chiggy's worse than Nelly.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Oh, come on, son.
No, man. No.
Super, did you listen to Did you listen to Freddie Gibbs' new album?
Yeah, and I was going to say that. I mean, I'm not a big Freddie Gibbs fan. I don't think that he got a classic, not even Alfredo. So I mean, I like a couple tracks off of it. So don't get me wrong. And there's no hate to him, but I enjoyed his last album. I thought the album was pretty fire. It was one of the first albums. I mean,
more your lane. That would be your lane. Is a Freddie, like this album from Freddie Gibbs. You know
for me, I think that it might be one of his most lyrically clear sounding albums. I thought that every song was pretty dope on there. I mean, even the songs for the ladies and whatnot. I liked his rap style, his rap pattern, his subject matter. You know what I mean? I liked it. I got to give it to him on this one. He might have made a fan out of me on this, so I might have to go back and dig through the Freddie files because I did enjoy this album over the weekend.
You like something?
I didn't like the Freddie Gibbs album, but I want to say this about Nelly. I don't agree with Ron's take that he's Ja Rule. I thought Nelly was a better version of them cats from Ohio. I forget their name. They was on with Eazy-E.
So
Bone?
Yeah, they better. He's better than Bone Thugs. I'm sorry.
Hell
People might
no.
get mad at that.
No,
he's better than Bone
no.
Thugs. I'm sorry.
No.
Nelly was better than them.
Stop you there now.
Man, come on,
he
man.
was better than Bone Thugs.
Man, you
but we
better
don't have to
stop it.
continue on the Nelly talk. We don't have to continue on the Nelly talk. I just had to get that one out because I like Nelly. Nelly was my guy.
The irony of this conversation is I'm from the Midwest, you know what I'm saying, and you from New York, and I got Ja over Nelly. Like, I respect Ja. I thought Ja first album, what's that, Vinny Vetta Vici? I thought that was nice. I liked it. And
see, super duper, but being from New York, there's a real hatred I have for Ja Rule, and it's nothing personal. No, but it's nothing personal because you gotta understand I'm younger too, but like Ja Rule, when he started doing the singing stuff, nobody in New York was jacking him. We kind of like Nelly. Nelly was like, all right, because of the girls, all right, we could get with him. Ja Rule, it was like, even with the girls, it was like, nah, you could turn him off. That's why when 50 came through, he was ready to body Ja. Like, get him out of here, man. This guy is a knockoff DMX singing. Nah. Nelly, we could like.
Let me get into the super chat real quick. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, I blame Nelly for having me and my friends dressed like baggy, long tee, Nike headband trash in the mid 2000s.
Yo, Nelly, man. He has some dope joints.
Jermaine, do you have a Band-Aid over your eye and some black eyeliner or something? Whatever that shit was called. You had that on too? You know what I'm saying? The Air Force Ones.
That's the throwback jersey era, though. The throwbacks was kind of fire back in that era. Lloyd Banks is fire.
I mean,
I can't agree with you, brother. If you had a list, Nelly would be dead last on the all-time list.
Nelly can't be last. He cannot
for
be
me,
last.
I cannot think of anybody whacker than Nelly.
Chingy.
I'm taking Birdman over Nelly. I'm taking Chingy over Nelly. I'm taking I mean, just I can't think of a worse rapper than Nelly. I can't think of one.
The reason why I brought up Nelly is just because that particular style, you either love it or hate it. Is the reason why, you know what I mean? To come out and sell 10 million records, like boom, and to shake up everything with your first record, that means you were doing something very different from what other people are doing. And that whole rhythmic way he was riding the beats, and sometimes he'd have fire lines in there too, like. He'd have some fire lines and all that stuff, but in some of it, so he was just very different. And I like the artists that are different, even if I hate what they're doing. The fact that they're different, I'm gonna give them some kind of props. You know what I mean?
Hey, I actually met Nelly. You know what I'm saying? And the St. Lunatics back like way back in the day when they came to a after party and they kicked it with us in the crowd, and they was real cool. You know what I mean? So shout out to them. But no, Nelly's dead. Nelly's dead. He's dead last. I can't think of one rapper worse than him.
It's crazy. Like Super Duper said that he's from the Midwest and hates Nelly. And I'm from New York and I hate Ja Rule. I don't hate Ja Rule. Let me not go that far.
Hate is a strong word.
I don't hate Ja Rule. But 2001, 2002, 3, 4, 5 in New York, he was most wanted. Like we wanted him out. I'm sorry. We could have traded Ja for Nelly.
One thing I can definitely say as I got older and as I listened to Ja, because I was on the 50 side for sure, and I hated Ja Rule at the time too. But as I get older and I hear a Ja Rule song, it actually don't sound too bad, man. Like it actually kind of sounds like adult contemporary music when you hear it now. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Ja Rule, man. I'm done hating on him, man. I actually enjoy some of his songs when I hear them now versus how I felt about them back when they were out.
I think Ja Rule was dope in the 90s.
I like both Ja and 50 back then. So I wasn't. Now, of course, I kind of like 50 a little bit more because of the mixtape things, and he had Lloyd Banks and Tony Ayo, but I like both of them though. So I didn't really pick,
No, I think Ja was dope in the 90s. But once it got to like J-Lo, once he was standing next to J-Lo, it was like, all right, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, once Ja said, "What would I be without you?"
Yeah,
I was done.
that's the exact song I started listening.
That was
like,
it.
This guy's disgusting.
When Ja came back with that clapback, though, the clapback was dope. You know what I mean? You didn't like clapback?
I really wasn't.
Nah, it's just. I mean, it sounded corny coming from him, and the beat was kind of whack. To keep it real.
It was too late. 50 had done so much damage.
We're gonna take you to war.
It came too late. Like had Ja delivered that record earlier, then yeah. But Ja waited so long to deliver that record.
The New York joint wasn't tight. I got 100 guns, 100 clips.
Yeah, that was tight. That
was tight.
Come
that
on,
was tight. That was tight.
Yeah.
Ja Rule is like that kid from the ghetto that he's sheltered and kind of corny, but he hang with the street niggas. That's Ja Rule. Like you can't take him serious. I just even as a kid I knew this guy was faking. I was like, nah, come on, son. You dress like Pac, but you're trying to sing like you're Neo. Like get out of here, man. Sorry, respectfully.
That was different. That's hard to do. I'm sure somewhere in the future that's gonna come back around and rappers will be singing again. Worst rapper, I don't know if I put either of them, and I'll probably get that to Yachty or somebody. Sorry, Yachty.
But no, Yachty is definitely the worst. No, well, it depends who you count. It depends who you count as a rapper. You count Little Pump.
I'm taking Yachty.
I'm not taking Yachty. You can have Yachty. I'm not taking Yachty over Nelly.
Yachty got some.
I'm taking Yachty.
Yachty don't got no joints, Rob. Come on,
Yachty got a couple joints. That song with Cole. He got that song.
I mean,
you can't even say one line from Yachty on that verse.
Hold up. Hype. The hype joint. What's that? My daughter listened to that shit. What's that shit called? Hold on.
But Westside again. Westside. I was rocking with the project. I'm gonna be playing that all week. I'm sorry, especially that Free Shots, bro. I'm gonna play that song crazy. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you did agree, Leroy, that Rock Marcy is better than Westside.
Lyrically, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, but I like both of them because I'm listening for drumless beats. I mean, both drumless loops. That's what
I
both
mean,
of
but
these guys
at
do.
least with Rock Marcy though, he'll give you a quotable, or he'll give you really some slick lines, or some bars. Like I don't really get that from Westside as much. I mean, you might get one nice line from him, something that sounds real slick or whatever from him, but for the most part, he just I don't know, man.
Yo,
I
Yeah,
yo,
hate to.
Mad
sneaky.
Max, pull up the recipe by Yachty and pull up Strike by Yachty. Let me know what you think.
I heard the recipe. That's the one with Cole.
Play Strike, and let me know what you think.
It's still trash. I'm from Yachty is. You want to talk about a person I hate? I hate Little Yachty.
I mean, I don't like Little
Can't
Yachty.
rock
I'm just
with
saying you
Yachty.
got a couple of joints. That's all.
Nah,
That's
man.
all.
Nah, man.
Can't rock with
Oh,
Yachty.
cannot rock. I agree with you there, Leroy. I cannot rock with Yachty. There's a whole bunch of people I just can't. I can't get with.
Can't do
Like
it.
Westside Gunn, I tolerate. I don't really. I hate his voice for one. That's just. But he can really control that. So I don't really
The
think I hate
real
him. I
gunshots.
just.
He had real gunshots on this project, like at the end of
Uh,
songs. That was kind of annoying. Like I don't want to hear because the real gunshots will ring in your ear if you got the music turned up hella loud. So that was kind of annoying. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying?
Yo, tonight on Amazon Prime, Louisiana is streaming. So when we get off, we can check it out. Lil Wayne presents the Hot Boys reunion with Turk, BG, Juvenile. Manny Fresh will be there. Who else is going to be there? Special guests at the Smoothie King down in New Orleans. So that is streaming right now on Amazon Prime. We can't stream it due to copyright reasons, but if you're watching it and watching us, let us know what's going on. The Hot Boys reunion. It's been years in the making. I remember I had this source cover back in the day, and reading in school and homeroom or whatever. So Hot Boys is back, man. What y'all think this is gonna be? You think we gonna get an album? You think it's gonna be something, a one-off, or what? What we expecting from this Hot Boys reunion?
does it matter?
Well, yeah, I mean, if people get excited about Snoop and Dre, I think people should get, some people will get excited about the Hot Boys, right?
Well, but Snoop and Dre is different though. Snoop and Dre, they changed the sound of hip hop for the better. I super duper. I do agree with you that Dre can be overrated. I still got him in my top 10, but he did change how people did like beats because he slowed the beat down, which I give him credit for that. I gotta give him respect for that. But I don't view the Hot Boys like Snoop and Dre. Like Snoop and Dre is like you're talking about. Dre is probably in most people's top 5. He's most likely in my top 10. He's probably no lower than top 15. Snoop Dogg is probably in most people's top 10. He's no lower than top 20, right? Or something like that. So
when the Hot Boys came out, I was in a Wu-Tang bag. I was in a Wu-Tang bag when Hot Boys came out, so I'm not the person to ask.
Man, I mean, if you ask me, it always depends on where you at. I mean, I'm from Milwaukee. Milwaukee love Juvie. Milwaukee love Wayne. Milwaukee love the Hot Boys. So it depends on where you at. But at the same time, I mean, I'm gonna say the same thing I just said about Snoop and Dre. I mean, how excited are you to see Generation X get back together for one more match again? You know what I mean? Like
it's like the Four Horsemen.
yeah,
right?
like you really trying to see Ric Flair, Arn Anderson wrestle one more time? You know what I mean? Like I get it if it's a tour of the oldies.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
they're good for
But
the
to be excited,
cameos.
to be truly excited for a new album is unreasonable. Now, should they do it? Yes, they should do it because of the circumstances that and because of the success of Cash Money, and they are the original Cash Money guys. It would be nice for them to make an album, but do I expect it? No. I mean, it was hard for them. It's hard enough just to get them to be on the stage all together.
And that's why I'm in this conflicting zone, right? On one hand, I'm like, yo, let's treat our hip hop artists like the rock stars. For example, I like all types of music, right? I like the Dave Matthews Band. I like U2. I went out to Vegas. I saw U2 at the Sphere in Vegas, right? So I understand, Bono wasn't still the same. You know what I'm saying? He didn't move. The edge wasn't the same like they were back in the 90s when Octone Baby came out. He wasn't moving like he used to move, but it was still a dope show. So I'm in a tough spot thinking that maybe we should treat our hip hop legends like that.
Well, I mean, we should.
like Asian rockers because
we're still growing.
because it's growing and it's evolving. It's adult contemporary rap. But on the other hand, I'm like, y'all grown men now. Hot boys, grown men. You got missionary with condoms. I mean, so I'm conflicted. I'm really conflicted.
I think the hot boys.
Support. Go ahead, Max.
I think the hot boy thing can only be dope is if they incorporate the other the Lil Wayne's like little side of it. Like, are we gonna hear like Young Money mixed with them? Because honestly, them by themselves, that's a very niche fan base. And if you really want them to like sell, you might as well go call the most hated rapper right now in Drake, and then the cokehead up in Queens. I mean, you might as well.
So Lil Wayne should be at the head of a project. If they do a project, Wayne should be,
Well, it's his.
I mean, even if it's not a Hot Boys album, and they want to do just like a Cash Money and Friends album or something like that, that might be a better idea than doing just a straight up Hot Boy album, and then that way you can incorporate. You can incorporate Nicki and Drake and
Young Thug, and he just got home, so you throw Young Thug on it, everybody's gonna go stream that. And so
y'all remember the album Birdman and Wayne did, Father Like Son? That was kind of fire.
That was cool. That was all right.
I don't want to disparage older artists from making new music, but let's not forget why they coming to see you. I mean, Ron, it's cool. Okay, yeah, you went to see U2, right? But you didn't go there to see them perform the shit that they just dropped last week. You came there to hear them. You came there to hear them do what they do. You know what I mean? What you like them for and what they got there for. So, I mean, like it could be done tastefully, but I mean, to be truly excited for a new Hot Boy album, I mean, nah, man. No, I mean,
But it's the state of the game in bad shape where we are just excited. Like we made podcasts, we excited. We made episodes about Snoop and Dre. It's no fresh new music that we excited for. Like it's a shame that in LA, I'm saying, shout out to the West Coast, that the album that people are anticipating is not a Kendrick album. Shouldn't people be excited about this Kendrick?
You keep saying
that. Why do we need Snoop and Dre to come out and put the West Coast on the map, right? Where's the new hot artist from New Orleans right now? You know what I'm saying? We got, what's the, Pete Rock and Common, coming out. Where's the new Chicago MC and the new young fresh producers that's collabing?
I don't think these new guys got the skills.
What's the new energy? What's the new energy out here? Hit us up and let us know what the new energy is at.
We keep having these conversations, man, but we keep on forgetting the fact, and we all know that the game is over. It's over. The industry is not promoting new guys like that. There would never be another rap superstar probably again after these females get their chance. I mean, they're not promoting male stars. They're not doing their job. I mean, they're not even doing a good enough job. The industry, I'm saying, the industry is not doing a good enough job promoting the youth that's even out there. Most of the guys that's hot, we had this conversation, man. They're 30 and up.
The industry,
they're 37.
The industry, but look back because they're not gonna go broke for rappers. Like the industry.
Leroy, I understand that, but listen to what I'm saying. We anticipating a 37-year-old Kendrick Lamar right now, like to come out and even try to save the game. I mean, that's an indictment on the game and on like the industry and like how they really don't do a good enough job of like either promoting the youth or finding the youth or finding the talent or even like just but I think it's more about
how can the youth compete today, because they're going to have a mountain to climb. Like back in the day when we used to listen to rap, the mountain wasn't that high to climb because rap was still young. In the 90s, rap was a teenager. In the 2000s, rap was in its 20s. Now that rap is in its 50s, there's a huge mountain that these new young kids with barely no experience, they're not going to have a huge budget. They're not going to have a lot of money. So that mountain for them to climb is going to be crazy.
I think the mountain you're talking about, Leroy, I think society has created an environment where we don't have true artistry anymore. Social media, technology, it's easy to put out music now, and the ease of putting out music is kind of watering down the music. We don't have, when you go to a hip hop show now, people got their phones out. They're not really capturing the moments. Like, you don't have any new rock bands out. You ain't got no new alternative cats out. And there's no Whitney Houston's, there's no Tonys, there's no Luther Vandross, there's no Prince, Michael Jackson, George Michaels, David Bowie's, Rick James. It's like society has shifted where we're so focused on technology and shorts and reels and podcasts and
there's still
Instagram. It's killing creativity, and people ain't making no music. So I don't know. To your point, that's the mountain. I think we're in a societal mountain. And I don't think we'll ever have. I don't know what these new artists, these new guys that my daughter listens to, like Harry Styles, and these people ain't no Michael Jackson, Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Even
Nadia
they'll
or
tell you that he is.
Playboy Cardi.
I
mean, but it's just a weird time we're living in. It's very sad. I mean, it's a very sad time.
I think the blog era was kind of like that before. I'm real quick. Before the blog era popped, it was looking bad. Like we were like, where is rap gonna go? Because it was like snap music and things were getting really bad. Then all of a sudden, a bunch of cats came out of nowhere that were all kind of dope. During the blog era, you got Wiz Khalifa, you got a bunch of different, a Currency, Lupe Fiasco, Wale, J. Cole, Nipsey. They just came out of nowhere. So you never know. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly think that, it's over for the superstar. I don't think that we'll ever get a true superstar to the level of like let me see, like the last who can we say that's like the true last superstar? And this is like musically, sports wise. I would probably say the last true superstar is maybe LeBron James,
Steph Curry. If you're going Steph Curry
or Steph Curry.
Pat Mahomes. You go with him.
To be a rap superstar, you need to have
Mahomes. I don't know Pat Mahomes moving like that though.
But he's a superstar.
Millions of dollars. How are you gonna be a superstar?
Well, listen, I'm saying that the industry just has a problem with even how to make stars the way that they used to in general too. I mean, like, I don't think there'll ever be like another Eddie Murphy again, or Michael Jackson, or Prince, or
the last one got killed. Pop Smoke was going to be a superstar, but he
wasn't, man. We need to stop that too, man. Like, no disrespect to him, man, but come on, man, stop that. Stop that, man. We need to stop that too.
I'm gonna send you some clips, Super Duper. He was out in London. He was out in Europe. He was doing his thing, and I'm saying it was like organic, man. Them folks and them kids in London was going crazy over Pop Smoke.
Man, he probably got more love out there than he got here, because, like I said, I'm from Milwaukee. I travel around. I mean, people wasn't really bumping Pop Smoke like that.
Superstars is made when you don't have options, meaning you can only receive what the industry gives you. When you have options, though, now it's harder to accept a superstar, because I could just listen to Westside Gunn. Back in the day, we didn't have no options. We only had what TV and radio told us we could have. And when we went to the store, that's what the labels told us we could have. Now, I could go search for whatever my favorite artist is just putting out. I don't need the label to give me nothing. I don't need TV to give me nothing or radio to give me nothing.
I mean, but Leroy, I hear what you're saying, but even back then, there were artists that they put in front of your face that they were whack, and nobody heard from them again. So I think the problem today is it's obviously saturated. The problem is the internet, because the internet makes everything inflated. So you got a bunch of people, and the internet has given the average Joe an opportunity to actually uplift his station per se. And a lot of these people, they're not artist material. A lot of these rappers are like the chicks in the early 2000s who wanted to go on American Idol because they wanted to be the next Beyonce. And you're not Beyonce, and you could never be. You're just wasting your time. You're just wasting your time.
To be a superstar now, you would have to make really radio songs, because the game is so fragmented. There's like 10 different spaces that we're all occupying. So to make those 10 spaces all look up at you, you would be having to make like B.O.B. when he did that song with Bruno Mars, like you would have to make something super mainstream. That's what y'all want to be excited about?
Well, the radio is dead though. So now you gotta.
It ain't dead.
You got to really compete with the streaming. I mean, radio really don't move nothing like it used to.
When people go to work, they're forced to hear the radio, because at work, the people ain't gonna. Oh, you could play your own music at work. Don't get me wrong,
right?
but when they turn on the radio at work, it's normally what everybody can agree
Ain't
upon. So
Leroy, ain't nobody turning the radio on at work. What are you
I'm just saying, some people turn the radio on at work.
Ain't
Like
nobody turning the radio on at work. Nobody even turning the radio on in their car. When you get in the car, you put your Bluetooth on, or
okay, I mean,
Nobody really.
these
I
artists
mean,
got really
maybe
famous.
if it's in the
Radio's
morning,
working
somebody
great
might
for them.
listen to the Breakfast Club or
what you listen to Tom Jordan morning show?
yeah,
These
nobody,
artists
yeah,
walk
like
around with millions
that's
of
what people
dollars.
listen to at work, maybe, but other than that,
Ricky
they're not
Smiley,
listening
Ricky
to the
Smiley or
radio,
some
man.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, but also the
Kendrick
problem.
Lamar is living well with them radio spins.
I
Doja
mean,
Cat's doing great with them radio spins.
but the problem also is a lot of these guys, you know, there's a narrative with them. It's not actual music. Like the Tyler the Creator stuff that everybody's been hyping up, that's narrative. Nothing about I don't hear nobody really talking about the actual music. It's just a narrative with him. And that's another thing that's an issue. We got too many people who are hyped off a narrative than
Of
actual good
it's a
music.
narrative though. It's a
And that's
narrative because you're following them on social media. So if they
I
know you're following them, you're gonna see them every day. That's a
I agree
narrative.
with you. I agree with Mad Max when he say that, and that goes back to what I was saying, where it's like almost like this male groupieism.
Yeah.
That's really what's going on, really more or less than talent even shining through. It's a lot of male groupieism that's going on with men when it come down to a lot of artists and like with what they accept, and it's like people are liking guys for reasons that we never would have
But
thought
that's
of
cool.
liking
Like
somebody
being
in
a
the
fan is
90s.
not cool. Like liking
I mean,
somebody is not
imagine liking
cool.
somebody back in the 90s because of their fashion. I mean, like
That's what, but
who
that
would
was
even say
in
that?
the
Like,
90s, that was fire. Like you
that
could be a
no,
fan
nobody
in the
said that though.
90s.
Nobody liked Ghostface and Ray because of the way they dressed. Like
I
it was
thought they
that was an extra part of
it
it.
was
Nobody
fire.
liked Jay because of the way he dressed. Nobody liked Nas because of the clothes that they had on.
It was
Nobody
a
that was
it
never
was an
even a
Did matter
accessory. It
to
was
some degree.
extra.
yeah,
No, but
nobody it never came up in a rap conversation. In a
yeah,
hip hop conversation, like nobody ever said, yeah, he got the best fashion. Nobody ever said no shit like that.
Now if you like somebody, you're glazing. So no one's gonna want to be a glazer. So they're like, oh, I don't like nobody. I hate everybody.
nah,
So
but
then
No,
you
Leroy,
can't even be a fan.
but
You
Leroy,
can't be a
what,
fan.
but Leroy, what super duper is saying is like Jay-Z, right? Nas, Wu. You like
Some of
them
the
because of the
greatest writers.
music. You like them mostly because of the music first, and then you saw that they was fly, and then you just you also like that too. But it was a part of
Tyler
the
though.
musical package, right?
Tyler, it is the music. Like Tyler is talking to teenagers.
Yeah,
So
but that's the
they
problem. That's
they
another
do like
problem.
they do music. A Darling Eye, you listen to Darling Eye off his new album. That's musical. They do like the music. Hey Jane, that's musical. Take Your Mask Off. It's teenagers. They're not the most sophisticated people, but that is musical.
How old is Tyler?
Tyler's like 30 something. He's like 33, 34.
Right. But I mean, you could hear his age in the instrumentation.
Yeah, but even when you talk about that, Leroy, that brings me into another problem I have with a lot of these guys. Why are you making music geared towards teenagers? Even when you
But
talk about Nas at 18, 17 years old, making it ain't hard to tell. That's not for teenagers.
no,
That's for like 20-year-olds. That's
his
like for people
message
in
he's
college.
speaking he knows that them teenagers were watching him because he came in as a teenager, but his messaging has got more sophisticated. When he talks about take your mask off, that's like be real with yourself. When he gives the perspective of the girl that's pregnant and he's rapping as her, that's perspective. He has matured in perspective to some degree. Now it's a small degree, but it's still a degree.
But
You know what I'm saying?
it's still geared towards teenagers though. See, like
Right.
the issue with like, and I have this dilemma too, because as y'all know, I'm younger, but I like the older stuff. And my friends always get on me, oh Max, why you always hating on the new niggas? You hating on the new niggas. I look them dead in their face. Yo, bro, these niggas ain't talking about nothing, bro. These niggas say the same thing, basic stuff since I was 12, bro. Why would I want to listen to that when I could go throw on some Jay-Z and he's talking about flipping housing buildings in 96, and that's more, and that has more mature content, even if he's talking about the drug game, then half these guys are talking about little kid stuff. Their songs are geared in a fashion towards kids. You listen to Lotto, her songs are geared towards kids. Sexy Red, my girl Glorilla. I just like her because she's charismatic. But even when you talk about Kendrick, Drake, Cole, even if you're talking about their subject matter, the way that they do the song, the way the song sonically sounds, or it is, or the demographic that is really aimed towards is towards the kid. And that's nasty because you got, Sexy Red doing her little minstrel music geared towards children.
I
Why are
think
you
that
doing that? That's
they're
ridiculous.
competing with an algorithm. I think they're looking on the social media. They're seeing TikTok is really running the culture as far as what's popular. So the sound of a TikTok video is what their musicality is chasing, an algorithm, and
Yeah,
that
but
creates young
Yeah,
sounding
the
music.
music, the music industry has always been like that, right? You look at Machine Gun Kelly when he started doing those rock albums, right? He was doing songs with Willow Smith and making like teenage type music. You got Katy Perry, who's like 35, making songs like Teenage Dream. You got Taylor Swift making records that, my wife was like, I didn't know Taylor Swift was like 36. So she
In
thought she was
pop,
like
that's
20
okay
something.
though.
So it's like, but it's like music, the whole
That's
music
okay.
industry has like adults making music for kids, which is a problem because back in the day, it was more so kids making music for kids or
yeah,
Right.
people.
So in the
Ron,
pop
that's
world,
my
it's
point. But
okay.
Ron, that's my point. Like, there's a difference between Kid and Play and Crisscross, because y'all basically describing Kid and Play and Crisscross. There's a difference between that and like Prodigy or AZ or Outcast. Like, come on, man. There's a difference. Come on, like that's okay to have for the little kid. The kid bop music is okay, but we need the guys who are fairly young who also talking some mature stuff. Because if you don't have that, you know what the kids go to? They go to Kodak Black and they go to NBA Youngboy. And I think NBA Youngboy is trash. Kodak Black I kind of like. But even
I
when you
talk to a
sift through
lot of
their
young artists. I
when you
talk to
sift
a
through their
lot of young
stuff,
artists
yeah,
every
go
week.
ahead.
I talk to a lot of young artists every week. The mechanics of how to write songs they haven't mastered. They're in their teenage years or their early 20s. Don't write me an extended metaphor. Write me a story with punches in it. Write me. It's like the mechanics they haven't quite mastered either. Write a double entendre. Now these you don't need these techniques to make you dope, but they are techniques that you should have a little bit of a grasp on because a young Nas, he grasped it. A young Jay, he could grasp it. But the youth now, they're just being thrown out there without the artist development. Without spit a freestyle. Give me at least 2 minutes without you messing up. Or have you ever battled somebody? They
Hey,
they
but these
haven't
kids,
experienced that. You know?
these kids don't respect the game though. Like like they don't respect the grind, or they don't respect what makes them better rappers. And I mean, it shows every day when you got. I mean, I remember this was like a couple months ago or a month or so ago. Who was that? Lil Yachty. Like, who cares what he even got to say? But he was saying that he listened to Reasonable Doubt for the first time,
Right.
and he's like 30. He like almost 30 years old, 28 or some shit like that. Almost 30 years old, and you're an artist in the industry. And you mean to tell me you never listened to Reasonable Doubt? Like one
Yeah.
of the like that's an indictment on the culture and on like the youth not really want to dig through the crates and actually understand what the art of rap is really about. You know what I'm
But
saying? And
I
like,
I hear you super duper, but I gotta push back because a lot of Lil Yachty has no excuse for not like listening to Reasonable Doubt because he already got killed for not knowing 5 Biggie and Pac songs when he was like 16. So I don't even know why he didn't listen to Reasonable Doubt. But
Crazy.
like he already got killed, so I don't even know why what he's not doing that for. But in general, the youth they don't hear about legendary rappers outside of Tupac, Nas, Biggie, Jay Z, and yeah, that's about it. Those are the four rappers people old heads like to talk about. I seen a clip the other day or like 2 weeks ago of Kai Cenat reacting to Big Pun, right? The twins verse, the legendary verse, right? And
Dead
he
in the
was
middle of Little
yeah,
Italy.
yeah, yeah. And he was doing the jazz face. You see, a lot of old heads, they don't put the youth onto those rappers. Like they stick to the
I,
the four main rappers that they want to talk about. Maybe a
Right.
Snoop, maybe somebody else, but they don't talk about Big Pun. They don't talk about Redman a lot. They don't talk about a lot of these guys. So
I,
the youth just go by. Oh yeah, we heard Nas,
I,
we heard Hov, we know about them. They know a lot,
I
and
disagree,
they just
Max.
don't. I don't know about that.
I disagree, Max. I mean, I think that I mean, we might not have the straight up conversations, but they hear the music. They just not curious about who it is. I mean, I got kids. My kids is aged from 17 to 6 years old. I mean, they hear everything as far as what I'm listening to. They might
And
hear
that's
it.
your
They,
kids. But
but I'm
that's your
listening though. But
kids.
listen what I'm saying. They might hear it, but they not asking me, "Hey, Dad, who was that?" They not really tripping about it. It's not impressing to them like that. But
Right.
if my son was a basketball player or a boxer, he'll be watching Roberto Duran or Sugar Ray Leonard, or if you're a football player and you serious, you think about going to the pros and you're a quarterback, you watching tape on Peyton Manning. You if you're a golfer, you watching Tiger Woods swing or whatever you can get from whatever your profession is that you taking serious. And I think that they should be watching film. You know what I mean? Like if
No,
you
I
if
agree
you're a
with that. I agree with
if you're a
that.
basketball player right now and you don't know about Allen Iverson's crossover, or if you're a big man and you 7 feet tall and you don't know about Shaq, like come on, man, like what you playing basketball for?
Well,
You know what I mean?
according to
Like
Antoine Jameson, and this goes to Leroy's point, a lot
Mhm.
they got to teach the rookies how to set a screen. They don't even know how to set a screen. The skill set is lost across America, period, because what the technology has done is made people lazy. It's gonna be like Back to the Future, okay? That one movie when we went to the future and the kids, everything was they just said it and the computer made everything for them. That's what's really happening. And art imitates life. Sometimes life imitates the art. So don't be shocked until you get that Back to the Future movie. Y'all know
Right.
the movie I'm talking about. I can't remember which one, but y'all know the movie I'm talking about.
No doubt. No, let me get this little super chat real quick. Jermaine Johnson says D1 was right. Our OGs need to rap like OGs. Jim Jones is a wealthy 48-year-old man still rapping about spinning the block on the ops.
That's
Right.
another problem too, right there, Ron, because I think a lot of the young boys, their reference point, the oldest they go back to is Kanye West, Eminem, Lil Wayne, Jim Jones. And
Right.
if that's the farthest they go back to, those guys weren't great rappers for real. I mean, people may like them. Jim Jones is definitely trash, right?
Yeah.
Jim Jones is definitely garbage. But they're not skilled for real. I mean, people might say Eminem's technically skilled and Lil Wayne has his punchlines or whatever. But a lot of these kids, they are going, that's as far as they go back. Tyler the
Yeah.
Creator is Kanye and Eminem, right?
Yeah.
A lot of these young thug is Lil Wayne.
But
So if they
Tyler,
don't have skill, we got to look at those guys because those are the guys who they're mimicking.
but Tyler can actually play the keyboard. He actually has talent, So I think the youth they if you set up a scenario where they have to do a certain thing, I think a lot of them can step up. When I've seen it, you explain to somebody like write like this, they'll be like, okay, I got it. They'll come back and they actually have stepped their bars up and it sounds like a real song. They just didn't know the mechanics of how to do it. I say that to say, like, there should be, yes, some kind of artist development before somebody young really jumps out there. I'm talking about like a teenager or something. Yeah, there should be somebody saying, bro, like, write your songs to make some kind of sense. You know what I'm saying?
Write your songs to make some sense. Right, have a soundscape, have an identity. Like Jay-Z is Jay-Z because he embodies the hustler spirit, meaning I'm going to try and advance in life by any means necessary, hook or by crook,
Right.
and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. And he embodies that in his music. Whether he matches it in real life, people that could be disputed. Nas is the project, ghetto philosopher or ghetto reporter.
Yeah.
He embodies that persona in his music, and you kind of see him embody it also in real life. Ghostface and all these other guys, they embody. Snoop Dogg is the gang the gangster partier,
Smooth.
or
He's smooth.
the life of the
He comes out
party.
of that freestyle culture. Like when freestyling used to be dope, you could tell a lot of his style is like it was freestyles turned into songs.
And
Like,
also, the people got to stop freestyling. Like, I mean, Snoop. I'm not talking about Snoop, but
right. I know what you mean.
this whole I don't write my raps. Y'all guys got to start writing your raps because Jay Z didn't start just rhyming off the dome. Neither did Biggie Smalls. They wrote their raps first. That's another problem. You guys got to start writing your raps. Is what you're saying coherent? You just
Yeah,
get on a
and
beat and say anything. I'm tired of that.
I think a lot of people
Jay
say
is
that.
writing. He's writing in his head, but he is writing. Like he'll say a bar, then repeat it over and over in his head, then go to the next line. So he is writing.
No,
Just
I
Leroy,
think
I get that. He has photographic memory. I'm just saying Jay-Z has a talent like that. So it's not even like I'm dissing Hove, but it's like
I know what you.
it's almost like you got everybody who come in now and they want to do the Steph Curry thing. You cannot shoot like Steph Curry, bro.
Yeah.
Get a
I
post
think a
game.
lot of rappers I think a lot of rappers say that they don't write because they know that their shit is mediocre. So they just they want to make it seem like they're not taking it as serious, and it was easy for them. It was nothing. They just got in the booth and started rapping. So basically they're trying to tell you not to take it too serious. You know what I'm saying? Because they know it's mediocre really.
I mean, it just depends because I think a lot of them are thinking of a punch in method. Now, if you do the punch ins properly, then I can't fault you because what I mean is like they'll get in front of the mic and they'll play the beat, they'll say one line, then stop the beat, then think of the next line, play the beat, say the line, stop the beat. Now, if you do that effectively, okay, I mean, but it has the method to the madness. Still, have you people should start out writing. Everybody should write down on pen and paper first before you try to master the other techniques.
Right. You know
Yeah, at
what?
least if you hear the beat and then you write the verse of the beat, and then you could write, then you could, put the beat on, say one line, pause, say the next line, and then see if you can edit it while you're doing that. That's better than just the free. They don't sound like they know how to write, bro. They sound like they just freestyling bullshit.
Yeah, we're gonna start a label. According to hip hop, we're gonna have our own record label, own distribution, publishing, everything. We're gonna have everything set up. Y'all three, Super, Leroy, Mad Max, you guys will be the head of talent. Y'all find us some good. Let's make us an artist, man. Let's not just us talk about it. Let's do it. Let's be what we want to. Let's do what we want to see, because right now we're gonna leave this game, as people that love hip hop, that are of it, that grew up in it. We need to leave something to our kids, man. So let's do better. Any MCs out here, hit us up, info at According to Hip Hop, or you hit me directly, send your music.
Hey, so I mean,
my last homework assignment, then I'm out of Pendulum, right? Or I'll be teaching or something, is to make music and actually drop it. That's the assignment. So I can't get out of that. So y'all might be grading my shit. Just something, because I don't have a choice. That's the assignment.
What happened to John Nori, man? What happened to John Nori in the album? Where John Nori been at, man?
I need to text John Nori, see where he at, man. We need to plug John Nori.
He's probably still working on it. If he didn't, I mean, if it was done, he probably would have popped back up and said it was done. I'm assuming he's still something.
I'm gonna text him tomorrow. We're gonna find out. But let's get up out of here. I want to before we go. I want to check out this tonight. Number one video on Prime is this Megan Thee Stallion documentary. Have y'all seen this? What do y'all think about it? Have y'all checked it out? Are y'all gonna watch it?
Man, I just literally just got done talking with a female on the phone, and she told me she just watched that, and she said she cried through the whole thing. She said she cried through that shit.
Boy.
She cried. She cried.
That's what she told me. I mean, I guess it's sad. I mean, I guess her story must be sad or whatever. But yeah, she just was like literally just before I just got on. She was just telling me she watched it and she cried through half of it.
Well, I'm gonna go watch it with my wife, man. I'm gonna watch it. Again, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Show will be back on Monday. My people are telling me in the chat we was gonna do like a election night special from a hip hop perspective. I was gonna try to get Killer Mike on. We was gonna try to do something big, but people say
the election night is what
Tuesday.
night?
Tuesday. People saying they don't want that, so I might have to go on CNN or something. I don't.
Ron,
according to hip hop. What's up, Mad Max?
Look, I didn't see the Megan thing, but I saw some of the clips, and respectfully, I'm just and I don't want to come at the sisters because I got love for the sisters. I'm like James Todd. I love the ladies. Ladies love. I love the ladies, but Megan Thee Stallion comes off, and she has some tough upbringing or certain things that happen in her life, and I get it. Everybody actually goes through a lot of that stuff, but I mean, she did lose both her parents, so I'm not going to downplay any of that. But a lot of the stuff that girls is crying about. I mean, look, man, no disrespect, but y'all gotta have tougher skin than this. Gotta have accountability. All right, I say this about Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. Both of them got what they deserved based on the way they was acting before all that happened. I don't care what anybody has to say. We got to take responsibility for our actions. Life is nothing more but an algorithm set up by the Most High. You do some dumb stuff will happen to you.
That was
You
fire.
just
That was
you
fire.
you cannot just
Right.
do dumb stuff and play victim. We got to get out of that.
You got to be brave to be an artist, though. It sounds cool until you try to do it. It does take bravery. You're gonna go out there. You're gonna go into different cities and clubs. You're gonna rap in front of people that really could care less about you. That takes bravery. You're gonna be picked apart on social media. So it's rough.
Well, homework assignment. Super duper. You gave the homework last time. I still ain't did all my homework yet with the Prodigy albums, but I'm gonna do that though. That's gonna be the next thing I get into. But homework
happy
assignment.
birthday to Prodigy.
Happy birthday to Prodigy, by the way. That's why I brought him up. He would have been 50 today. Shout out to Prodigy. But yeah, just check out the Megan Thee Stallion documentary. Let us know what y'all think. I may do a review on it. Might put up on the website, but I'm gonna check it out, man. But anyway, hit like and subscribe. Get us to 100,000 so we can do our own festival, so we can have our own label. Once we hit the 100,000, we can unlock a lot of different things. So hit like and subscribe. Make sure you enjoy your weekend, enjoy your families. Be safe.
Sure.
Thank you for rocking with us. It's According to Hip Hop. I'm Prime. That's Leroy. That's Mad Max. Super duper. Peace.
Salute.
Oh man, I'm very rude. What's your last words? What's your last words, Mad Max? Super duper Leroy. Before I go.
Oh, I go first. Okay. Oh, I saw you guys post the legendary mixtape the other day. ASAP Rocky Live Love. Classic. Classic. That was the last real hip hop artist I truly loved. I'm just gonna put that out there. ASAP Rocky, Pop Smoke too. I love Pop. Pop and Glorilla. People know I like Glow. But ASAP Rocky, that was the best. He was the best rapper I damn near heard since 50.
That was fashion. That's fashion. That's the fashion killer.
But he did it in a smooth way, Leo. I can't front. He had the New York flow with the down south beats, and it was just different. Shout out ASAP Rocky. I'm hoping that your album, whenever you put it out, because I don't even know if you're gonna do that, is good. Yeah, I hope so. That's my last words.
No doubt. Super duper. Last words, brother.
And my last words, hey, I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't watching that Megan Thee Stallion thing, y'all. But
watch that joint. Well, come on, Super. Watch that shit, man. Don't be having me the only one watching it. I don't want to be the only one watching that.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't gonna watch it because I don't really care about that Megan Thee Stallion life. I'm not never gonna turn on her music. If I hear it, I hear it. It's all good. Shout out to Megan. I'm saying nothing against her. It's all good, but I'm just not interested in it. But my last words, man. Shout out to Westside, shout out to Benny, shout out to 38 Special, shout out to everybody that dropped the album within the last month or so. But there's still more work to be done, y'all. We still waiting on that album of the year. I don't think nothing qualifies so far as album of the year. It's been some albums better than others, but as of right now, if we got to select from these albums, man, we gonna be picking and sipping through some mediocre mid-grade seeds. We got to pick the seeds out of the mid-grade. So I'm not really super happy about nothing that came out this far so year, but I'm keeping my expectations up.
Right.
And hopefully it get better. But as of right now, pretty weak year for me, and then my last words.
No doubt. Appreciate you, Super Duper, as always, brother. Leroy, man, take us on out.
We got till December to see what happens, but tomorrow y'all got 3 projects, man. Westside Gunn, Ransom, and who else? And Freddie Gibbs. 3 projects. So out of them 3, you're gonna like something in there. So listen to those.
No doubt. You watch the Megan documentary. Watch the Megan doc. Go listen to the albums. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Hit the notification icon. Get us to 100,000 followers so we can have this big old festival and put out music for everyone to enjoy. This is According to Hip Hop. This is Ron Leroy, Super Duper Mad Max. Peace.
Hit the like.
Hit the like.